All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Westmore, Joe, Franklin. We are ready to roll. Another busy day on this Tuesday. Got Kyle Sutherland talking some high school hoops in a little bit. Coach Z joining us at 2:10. Talking a little Razorbacks basketball. Got a big game against LSU. Very important game. I don't know how big it is in the grand scope of things for TV and for the nation, but for Arkansas, this is a very important game.
They're all big. They're all big at this point. They need to stack up some wins, so every game is going to be important, especially home games. Got to protect home.
Yep, got to win this one, especially against LSU teams. Only got one SEC win, and that came against Arkansas earlier this season. Got to get a little payback, and LSU not up there in that net ranking, so you can't afford to lose a home game to LSU. And they've dug a hole. They can't be losing games like this. They got to win these games. I was surprised. This is 2 weeks in a row, or 2 games in a row, Joe. The line caught me off guard. You know, last week had a nice little discussion with you and Richard Davenport about the line for the Alabama game. You guys nailed it. I was wrong. The line is out for LSU. And this morning,
according to Bet Saracen,
I was thinking Arkansas would be favored by 4 or 5 points. 8.
Okay.
8. 8-point favorite.
Yeah, I was thinking more like 10, so it's close.
You know, to my defense, I was probably trying to be a little optimistic because I started looking. LSU hasn't won a road SEC game, and they haven't even been close. Most of their losses, except for one, were double digits. And so I was maybe started hoping it was going to be like 4 or 5, and I could jump on Arkansas to cover this game, but 8's probably about right when you look at things.
You can still jump on them. And even though with that last line you thought it would be more of a pick 'em,
yeah,
still came out a winner in the end.
Yeah. No, it was a double. Well, I'll tell you, we didn't talk about it yesterday because I was so busy. We were all busy talking about the Super Bowl. I moneylined Arkansas. I was with a bunch of guys. I was like, I think they're going to win. I think they're going to do it. So I was like, forget the points. I'm moneylining it. Let's make some money on this tonight. I went back later in the game when Alabama got that big lead, and Arkansas was, I can't remember how many I was getting, like 11.5, 12 points, something like that. So I did some live betting and took Arkansas on all those points and got all my money back and came out ahead, took a little bit more, and I didn't do a big money line. I mean, I felt good, but not that confident that they were going to win outright.
That's so always a good deal, though, in game, in play. You know, though, whenever you see how the flow of the game is going, it's always good to get in on that.
Unlike those hundreds of people that got up and left the game and thought it was over at that time, I thought, you know what, Arkansas's got to run in them. They're going to come back in this. They're going to make it a decent game. They're not going to get blown out. And so I took the points, and yeah, it was an easy win. Easy win for me. All right, we're going to talk more Razorback basketball in a bit, but we got Travis Hester in with us. Eat my catfish. This is a great day, weather-wise, to me, for catfish, for gumbo, for crawfish. He opened up that pan, and you could just smell the spices. And I started sweating just from the smell of it, Travis. I could tell how hot it is.
You know, the only reason I brought that.
Acree and his fat fingers have got everything jammed over here.
Well, at least Acree turns my mic on.
Well, he messed everything up over here.
The only reason I brought that Smack Your Mama bucket, honestly, because I usually don't bring it to the studio because I'm like, man, if it spills, they'll never have me back because it'll stink forever. Only reason I brought it is because I didn't want you to smell me. I'd been in the kitchen. I went down to go get it. This is bucket rollout day, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. But I went down to get it, and 45 minutes later, I got out of the kitchen because we were so busy with them. So, yeah, I brought you a Smack Your Mama bucket. That's, man, check this out. 1 pound of crawfish, half pound of snow crab, half pound of boiled Gulf shrimp, 2 potatoes, 2 corn, melted butter. Dude, smack your mama good.
Oh, my gosh.
How many people will that feed?
Oh, it's just one, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Hey, so we got a big Willie that's double all that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And we
I cannot eat that pan.
Yeah.
Is that's a normal size, or did you do it up for us?
No, that's normal size, right?
There's no way I can eat all that.
Dude, there's a Royal Boil. It has 5 pounds and 2 pounds of crab and 1 pound of shrimp. I mean, I think I'd have to go back and look, but it's ridiculous. All right. Now that's the one you got to split. You got to send Joe with you.
Okay.
And hey, Travis, love that shirt, man. You're ready for the season.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Oh,
I only break this out once a year because my wife threatens me the other time.
Hey, somebody hit us up on the live fan feedback the other day when the Gulf got the snow.
Yeah.
Did that screw up the crawfish or the season or anything?
Man, check this out. So it's once in a generation snow. They got 8 to 10 inches of snow down at the farm. I got tons and tons of pictures and videos from the farmer. So, but the water, the ponds and the water did not freeze completely. They just had a layer of ice, right? So the crawfish go in the ground, they burrow up for a couple of days, and they all made it. Well, most of them. They made a couple of small babies, but yeah, that happened on a Tuesday. That Thursday was one of the best catches they had all year. So crawfish that's just what they're supposed to do, right? They know. I mean, they're Mother Nature creatures. They're amazing little creatures, and yeah. But the other thing that we really have working towards our advantage, not to get bug out on some crawfish. Get it? Bug
I
out?
got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, cool. It was such a late freeze in Louisiana this year. So the crawfish got really healthy and mature before the first freeze in December. So when they do that, so they're hardier before the molt starts to happen. The molt is when the water temperature starts to drop because of all the cooler weather. Yeah, so yeah, they were hardier, which helped them too. But yeah, man, they're booming right now.
So what's the range of prime season for crawfish?
So generally, that's going to start usually early March would start prime season, Joe, and go to the end of May. But we started getting crawfish the day of New Year's Day. We had our first shipment come in, and they're already down. Live crawfish is already down to $3.99 a pound. You can go to our website right now and buy live crawfish for $3.99 a pound. I can't tell you how good that deal is for February, and people are going to call in or text me like, "Oh, it used to be $2 a pound." Yeah, it did in the middle of the season, but February, that is an outstanding price, and it's because the crop is so good right now.
We think it's going to be a very good year for crawfish.
Man, the farmers are so hopeful. Yeah, they're really pushing them out. They have a ton of crawfish to move early too. Yeah,
where are the best crawfish?
Oh, well, Louisiana, I mean, that's the general term, right? But these are coming from Egan, which is south of Eunice. So if you look at a map, I think that's what's 40, is that 45, 49? Anyway, 49, I think. You go to Shreveport, down to Alexandria.
It's not 49 down. Yeah, it's not 49.
Lafayette. So right before Lafayette, you get to Opelousas. So basically, most of our crawfish are farmed west of Opelousas. Ville Platte, the Eunice area, there's a bunch of producers that come together there. Just south of Eunice, Egan is where our farm primarily is.
Why is it? Why is it that's such a great area?
I mean, it looks like rice country. So if you go, you picture eastern Arkansas where those flat lands with those flooded fields. So they grow crawfish in rice fields, and the crawfish eat off the rice stock. So they harvest the rice, at the end, and they leave the stubble in the field. And that's what the crawfish come in and they eat the microorganisms. That's how they grow. It's pretty cool, and that creates a habitat for them.
Well, with all the rice fields we have, is it just too cold here?
Yeah, it's the temperature. That they say prime temperature is 55 degrees. To really see crawfish mature and not have a lot of soft shells. So that's the temperature of the water. So a lot that goes into it, man. The University of Louisiana does a great agriculture program around crawfish, and they're always putting good content out.
Specials going on right now at Eat My Catfish.
Bull and buckets, man. So we've got the Smack Your Mama, the Royal Boil. We also got specials like just for crawfish, 2 pounds for $20 or 5 for $45, and those specials fluctuate throughout the year. They'll probably go down throughout maybe even this week a little bit more. And then also the gumbo. I mean, Wes, you mentioned it on a cold day like this. You hear my voice. I need a hot we don't let that gumbo come out cold either. It's like we want it popping hot and it's spicy. And then my favorite combo there is that dipping that boudin ball down in there, which I know you've had those before.
Did you ever consider calling it "Eat My Crawfish"?
I almost said that.
You almost and I was about to ask that question when you went, and you almost said that.
We should go online right now and get that website, huh? www.eatmycrawfish.com. Eat my dad. Eat my mud bug.
But catfish is your thing.
Oh yeah, man. So I don't know if I ever told you the story, but long ago, the guy right before I started the food truck, he set 2 plates in front of me and said, "This is frozen catfish. This is fresh catfish. I want you to taste both of them. Tell me which one you want." He's like, "They're the same farmer. They're the same pond. Tell me which one you want." I said, "Well, this one tastes way better." I pointed at the fresh. And I said, "Why would I serve the frozen?" He said, "Because that's what everybody else does." I said, He said, "It's going to cost you a little bit more, and it's harder. You're going to have to forecast your fresh." I said, "I want to do fresh." And so with that decision, when I was 24 years old to start that food truck, kind of pointed us in the direction like, hey, we're going to do fresh crawfish, we're going to have fresh chicken tenders, everything's going to be cooked to order, kind of like that manner, which was not the status quo at the time. So yeah, that's how it all started. That one little decision.
What kinds of changes have you been through to get from that to where you are today?
Man, everything, dude. Yeah, more than anything, it's just we had a lot of change out, but I think the restaurants that have stayed around forever have stuck with what they're good at, the quality items that they're good at, and we've never strayed from fresh fish. Like that's our MO. And yeah, we have issues with sizing and stuff like that, but the quality is what we pride ourselves on. So I think the restaurants you see have steadily increased their prices. I've always looked at U.S. Pizza in that aspect. They've steadily gone up in their prices, but they've always tried to maintain the quality in their product, and they've been around forever, right? And there's others that you can look at as well. But I think you just got to focus yourself on quality. But we talk to our farmers. Joe, check this out. No less than 25 times a week am I getting a message or a call from a farmer. And most restaurants never talk to a farmer, and nothing put them down, but they don't have to, right? We're specialized in fresh farm to table on catfish and crawfish. I literally get off the phone right when I was walking the door with the crawfish farmer talking about tomorrow's shipment and what we need to do next week. So it's pretty cool, but that's our MO, and that's something that hasn't changed in 16 years. So
when I order a piece of catfish, that thing was in the water how many days ago?
Less than 10.
Wow.
Yeah. As soon as 36, but less than 10.
That is awesome.
Yeah, crawfish, anywhere from 18 to 72 hours. Yeah, a lot of rotation.
A lot of trips back and forth from Louisiana.
That's right, man. Yeah, but we got great farmers, and they take care of us very, very well. We're lucky to have them. But farmers is a different industry, and we're just. Hey, you know what I need? We want to do a trip down to Louisiana.
Okay.
A day in the life of crawfish. I need someone to go with me.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like a TV store?
Yeah. Go down there, farm crawfish, bring them back, and I want to record the whole process. But it's fascinating how they do it, dude.
I have no idea. I watch a lot of the Discovery Channel and different things on how things are made. I think it would be a great segment.
Yeah. Dude, so most of them get on a farm and it looks like a big rice field. They also have the wild caught. We don't get many of those. Those are late in the season out of the basin. But, just...
it'd be cool
it's
about
really
this,
cool
Travis,
to see, man.
A lot of people don't want to watch their steaks being made, cut up and stuff. Their chicken. Even the fish. I mean, filleting a fish and doing all that.
It's not pretty.
It's not.
I've been there.
There's nothing with the crawfish.
Nuh-uh. That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah. I don't know whether they dig them up, net them up. How they catch them?
You don't have to dig.
Throw a net out.
It's kind of like an oblong circle trap, and so it's like a chicken wire fence, and they have different sizes for different time of year when the crawfish are bigger or smaller. But they can crawl in, but they can't get back out, and they have bait inside. And so early in the year, they start with some type of fish bait. And then later in the year, they're using an artificial bait that honestly looks kind of like a dog food, for lack of better terms, but it's a fish food kind of deal where the crawfish will get in there and go for that bait, and they can't get it back out. And the size of the hole, again, they stay out the traps throughout the year. When the crawfish get bigger, they have to have bigger holes.
So with them getting bigger and maturing, how big are we talking about compared to what's usual?
So right now we're saying all the crawfish are small to medium, and they're actually really good right now for this early on. But a large crawfish, the meat's going to be is the size of my thumb. The meat itself, it looks like a small lobster when they're big. But you can. There's really cool videos out there. They'll peel the biggest crawfish, some kind of grated crawfish to like the general meal crawfish, and then like what they call the peelers is what you put on like a fried crawfish sandwich or something like that. So they'll peel like a pound of each to see how much meat they actually get out. But it's generally the smaller crawfish that yield more meat. Yeah, so people like the bigger crawfish just because it's less work, they think, but actually they're harder to get out of and stuff. But it's all personal preference.
Yeah, I like the mediums really.
Yeah,
to me, they're easier to peel than the big ones.
Yep.
And then the size of the meat is just almost the same.
And the flavor's much better on those because the shells aren't hard yet, and so that you can get that flavor in the tail. When the shells get that dark kind of burgundy color. Yeah, like that Razorback helmet. That's when you can't get much flavor inside.
What do you do with the albinos?
We don't see any albinos, man. We see some
the off-colored
electric blue crawfish. You ever seen one of these guys?
Yeah.
Man, they're cool. We see about 3 or 4 a year. So we play a game with the team members every year. If they find one, they get some free apparel or something like that. Our crawfish farmer found one last week. He sent me a picture of it. But they're very rare, but there's just a species of them. And then usually the store will take that and they try to keep it alive for a few weeks or a couple months. They've done well.
Yeah, those are cool to see.
They're a bright blue. Ain't no messing around. It's like a shellac helmet.
Well, it looks like somebody painted them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How many stores you got now?
We got 6, and we got 4 food trucks that cater all over the state.
You were outside, or one of your trucks were outside the TV station the other day. I was leaving at the backside of the Victory building. I was leaving work, coming over here, like about 12, Oh my God! What are you doing to me? That smells so good,
man. The legislators, they are loving some Eat My Catfish. They get fed obviously every day right now while they're in session, and so we've got I think 4 or 5 lunches scheduled for them, and that was one. We got one tomorrow or Thursday, yeah. But yeah, it's always good over there and see what's happening.
Can I stop by there and get one?
Heck yeah!
Okay.
You just show them your VIP pass. You got that right. I'll get you a new one.
Okay. Anything else going on?
Man, no. I'm ready for the Razorbacks to win tonight. We can't
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. We can't sit here and talk about crawfish and play LSU and lose twice.
Ooh, no,
that can't happen.
Is there a lot of trash talk between you and your farmers down there?
Not too much. They don't want to lose my business.
Smart man.
Yeah, Louisiana. Most of those Cajuns, they're really good people, dude.
Yeah,
they are really, really good people down there. They remind me a lot of Arkansans. They just drink a little bit more,
and they talk a little bit different.
They talk really different, man.
Brad's got a question for you. Let's go bring in Brad. He's in England. What's up, Brad?
Hey guys, you may have already answered this, but I didn't hear it. Do you guys sell to the public, live crawfish, like a 30-pound sack, or are you guys into that at all, or no?
Yeah, Brad. So you can go on our website right now to eatmycatfish.com. Go to the bottom. It says reserve your live sack, and then you just pick your location. So we have live crawfish available for this weekend. We started last weekend, to answer your question, but we sell live crawfish throughout the season. They all come in a 32-pound sack. Price fluctuates each week. I usually post it up on around 1 or 2 on Mondays. That refreshes for the following weekend. So, I think the sack right now is $127.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Thanks for listening, Brad. Your business done.
You ever boiled crawfish before in your backyard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I've got Allison's from Shreveport and her family's from that area, and then we got some down in Baton Rouge, and so for Easter. We usually don't go out and fight the crowds. We boil crawfish for Easter.
The biggest day of the year for crawfish.
Easter? Easter Sunday.
Yep. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. It has to do with Catholics and Cajun in the Lent and what your wife grew up on. It's like us eating catfish on Friday. They eat crawfish on Easter. So your girls like it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they grew up on it.
Yeah.
Really, they don't have a choice. If you're going to eat, well, go eat. That's what we're having today. So go eat it.
Love it.
And they learn. Yeah, this is good. And get over the whole shelling thing. But that's an art too. They need to. Everybody needs to know how to get the meat out of a crawfish.
Got to go quick, man. You take long at that, and you're going to go hungry.
And I love getting some of that corn, the potatoes, and what is it they've been putting in there? Is it like some broccoli?
Brussels sprouts, broccoli, any of that.
Brussels sprouts, and it just soaks up all those spices.
Cauliflower, yeah.
Some people do it with eggs also.
I've seen that. Have you had one of those?
Yes, yeah.
Was it good?
It's good, yeah.
I have not done that.
You think they're boiling them in the shell, or just what are they doing?
They boil them in the shell.
And they just gotta shell them afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
Does the egg soak in the spices?
A little bit, but with the spices in the bag, then once you peel it, you can just kind of roll it around the spices and eat it.
So where does that rank on against mushrooms or potatoes or corn? Give me a ranking of it.
I'm gonna go mushrooms first, actually, potatoes and then eggs.
What do you think, Wes?
I'm a potato guy. Potato, corn, then the vegetables.
And let me re-rank. I'll put corn at the top.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The last time we had that and they had all different kinds of vegetables in there, it was outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really good. I
think my favorite is the Brussels sprouts. You go Brussels and then probably mushrooms and corn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to have to try the egg, but I don't know. I'm not a big boiled egg guy.
And you've made us hungry, and I know you made a lot of people hungry listening to this, so that's an awesome thing.
Our stuff's called Willy Dust, our spice, our bowl, and we have so many guests that buy it for their eggs, though. So maybe it does work, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've always got Willy Dust at the house.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'll bring you a can next time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you.
Spicy,
thanks for coming up.
Better.
Yeah, thank you all, man. We appreciate y'all. Come by and get a bucket on your way home tonight on us, and I want you to be able to try these.
Good stuff.
You pick it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank y'all.
It's great season. Great timing for it. Travis, thank you. All right, we're going to take a break. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Kyle Sutherland. We got some high school basketball to talk. We're going to talk a lot of Razorbacks today. Big game against LSU coming up tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. I hesitate to say must win, but it's pretty darn close to it. We'll see what Coach Z. Coach Z doesn't like to call things must win at all either.
No need for it.
Yeah. Just win. How about that?
Just win.
Just win. Forget must win. Just win. Stick around. We're just getting started. It's Out of Bounds.
Razorback pitcher Gabe Gackle gets in the zone each week, courtesy of the Positively Sports Award presented by Arkansas Digital Media and Billy's Awards in Conway.
This is Sports Center.
Last night in college basketball, 2 ranked teams were in action. 23rd ranked Clemson took down North Carolina 85-65. The Tigers have won 8 of their last 9 games. Elsewhere, 6th ranked Kentucky beat Baylor 76-65. The Cougars currently sit atop the Big 12 at 12-1 in conference play. Tonight there are 3 ranked matchups. We'll start in the SEC, where 22nd ranked Mississippi State will host 3rd ranked Florida at 6 on ESPN2, while 5th ranked Tennessee will go on the road to face 15th ranked Kentucky at 6 on ESPN. In the Big 10, 20th ranked Michigan will host 7th ranked Purdue on Peacock at 6, and Woodrock will go for his 4th straight win as they host Southeast Missouri at the Jack Stevens Center at 7. That game can be seen on ESPN Plus and heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hi, this is Joe Klein with Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Whether you're dining in for daily specials like Cheese Dip Happy Hour, driving through for a barbecue bowl pickup order, or prefer our full-service catering, our professional staff at Corky's has you covered. Corky's in Little Rock and North Little Rock. We'll see you soon. And be sure to listen each week when I stop by 103.7 The Buzz.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. We work to design an insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter Insurance ranked #1 in customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central Region 5 out of the last 6 years by J.D. Power. Satisfied customers and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Stephen Elmore, 501-537-0959.
Fellas, if you're not feeling that same energy anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for personalized treatment like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Low T Center brings over a decade of experience, so go to lowtcenter.com right now to book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com.
If there's anything green in your yard right now, it's probably a weed, and you need to do something about it. Weed control and fertilization service from Sanders Ground Essentials is easier and less expensive than doing nothing or trying to do it yourself. I did that one time and almost killed my yard. Sanders Ground Essentials saves you time and money and makes your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Don't wait. Do it now. Call Sanders Ground Essentials and get started with Sanders Ground Essentials Weed Control Program. Servicing all of Central Arkansas, including Cabot and Jacksonville. On the web at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJ Spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Historically, leisure travel was for the rich. But Arthur Frommer changed all that with the publication of his eponymous travel guide, Europe on $5 a Day, in 1957. Frommer democratized travel and helped break down the intimidating hurdles of visiting foreign countries. He encouraged living like a local, eating at mom-and-pop restaurants, taking public transportation, and talking to locals. One of the best weapons against parochialism and prejudice is travel. Thanks goes to Arthur Frommer for showing us that you don't have to be rich to enjoy the world. Frommer would love Double B's $5 box. Hot, fresh, delicious chicken and biscuits are what the locals here eat. At least the locals with taste and an eye for value. Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go for Chester's chicken. That's Double B's.
It's your turn to drive into luxury at Southland Casino Hotel. Join us on Saturdays to win your share of up to $1 million in free play and prizes. And don't miss the chance to take home luxury itself during the grand finale drawings. Drive off in a 2025 Land Rover on February 1st or a 2025 Range Rover on March 1st. 2 vehicles, 2 finales, 1 million ways to enjoy luxury. Only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Back at it. It is Out of Bounds. Westmore, Joe Franklin. Joe, is there a better smell than that? You walk into that green room and you just smell that
it's a
crawfish, the boil, just that.
And smelling it, the spices, and you know that it has that nice spice to it. Spicier the better.
It smells like spring because that's when you normally eat crawfish. This time, March, April, maybe into May a little bit. Just kind of remind you.
How
weather's going to get warmer. It's going to be nice.
Travis was saying that Easter is the biggest day. I actually had some on Christmas Day. I had some crawfish on Christmas Day.
Wow. That's maybe a new, I thought we had a different Christmas tradition, always grill steaks. Thanks to one of my good friends. Grill steaks for Christmas. That's our Christmas dinner. It's our Courtney Moore tradition. Let's go to bring in Kyle Sutherland. Join us now, talk a little high school basketball. What's up, Kyle? See, we got board issues.
An hour ago.
There we go.
I mean, I ate an hour ago, and I'm about ready to tear it up again. Of course, I'm a crawfish fanatic. I could eat it for every meal. So I'm still waiting to have my first round for this season. So Joe mentioned Christmas. I think that's about when this is certainly the earliest that it's been out. Last year, you guys remember it was like late February, early March before we were even talking about it. So I'm about to get my fix too.
No, Travis Hester from Eat My Catfish, he got us going, man. It is time to start thinking about that crawfish and all the boils. And, yeah, it is. It's smelling good here at the Buzz today. Unlike some days. It smells good. Hey, we had a big shakeup last Friday night with Bryant dealing Jonesboro their first in-state loss. How about that?
Yes. Yeah, well, Wes, how many times have we talked about because we had a strong feeling that Kellen Robinson was going to return for Bryant in the second half of the season once conference began, probably a little bit later than many of us thought, but he did make his return against Jonesboro and only put up 19 points, so he had a pretty decent outing, especially considering he hasn't played. But it was really the defense, in the second. I think it was 9 turnovers that Bryant forced on Jonesboro in the third quarter because it was tied at halftime. And really, Bryant, not to say that Bryant doesn't play great defense in its own right, but essentially beat Jonesboro at its own game. But, I think you look at just Jonesboro's overall schedule. Of course, they played Memphis Whitehaven last night, a really good team. Lost, I think it was 54-40. So they've lost 2 in a row now, but their schedule, the fact that they still have the record they do with the schedule that they have played, overall, it's still up there with the best in the state to be.
What is it that Kellen Robinson was dealing with?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Joe. I didn't see I saw just clips because I've got five or six different games going. Oh, you're talking about the injury?
Yes.
It was sorry, I was all in on the game. It was like a wrist hand that he was dealing with. Of course, he had a thing on his wrist whenever he was signing back in November, and that was, of course, right around the time that the season started. But that's pretty much, I want to say it was his wrist, but it was something along the lines of the hand or so.
It's good that he's healthy now, so
yeah,
that makes that team and their lineup so much better.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I mean, they were already pretty dang good without him, and then you add him. I would say certainly is the best player on the. You look at Kamari and Bede. I mean, R.J. Young, exceptional. You could just really go down the line. But I think it's pretty safe to say that Kellen is their best player on the team when he's fully healthy.
Well, and it becomes just like almost. Well, you think about the team how it has improved this year without him, and then you add him to it. It's that guard rotation is awesome.
Yeah, it's about really. I think I've said this before too. Of course, Jonesboro's in that mix as well, but Springdale's about the only one that I think you can compare it to. North Little Rock's got a really good backcourt. Also, Central, they're still pretty young, still trying to come along. Of course, Central's got Luke Moore, that's one of the most experienced guards in the state. But yeah, I mean, when you look at Bryant and Springdale, to me, that's about as deep at guard as it gets.
Well, speaking of Springdale, are they the number one team in the state now?
They certainly are in my eyes. I thought that they've had a very good argument for a while now. Really, kind of like with the girls' side, I think it's really, when you talk about who's number one overall, it is really nobody else to me that belongs in that conversation other than Farmington and Conway. Of course, Conway's, I have them at number one. I think just about everybody else does as well. But Springdale, Jonesboro, certainly still in that mix. Then you throw in Benton. I moved Benton up from number 3 to number 2. I think, though, that Springdale is without question the best team in the 6A West. I mean, I think they have certainly separated themselves. Meanwhile, in the Central, since you've got a pretty much a fully healthy Bryant now, you've got them and, of course, Jonesboro in the mix. And I'm not quite ready to give up on North Little Rock for that number 1 seed either. I think they're definitely going to be a top 3. But, man, Springdale for me is definitely hands down the best team in the West. They've proven that, and I think that really when you look at their overall resume and just how they've played, I think they lost 2 in a row in later December before they won the King Cotton Classic, and they've just been on a roll ever since.
How about Conway and Central, 2 teams that are hovering right around 500 but still highly ranked in that top 10?
Yeah, so the boys, the Conway boys got a huge win over North. Now, let's not to take anything away from Conway whatsoever, but I imagine that part of that was probably the emotional game that North Little Rock had against Central. You know, both the boys and the girls, those came right down to the wire. Just another 2 great games, 2 legendary games in that extreme arch rivalry, I guess you could call it. But I would say, Joe, that Conway definitely did itself a favor. I mean, it definitely did itself a favor, obviously, by getting a win, but it needed a win at a major time just because they're probably going to get that 6th seed unless it just completely falls out from under them in the last couple of weeks here. But just to get that confidence, you know, they were won 7 or 8 games in a row. Then what was it? They lost 5 or 6 in a row, including the Little Rock Southwest. And Kennard Turner, their top player, he's out, and they've had a few other guys step up. So that's going to be interesting to see with Conway because Conway and Central play on Friday. And Central is one of those teams that really they've had a couple of really good wins. Again, I know that we've talked about all year their record doesn't show really to me how good they are, but they've just come up short in some of the North Little Rock games. Of course, against Jonesboro, they were within about 8 or 10 points. So really for me with Central, they're just still trying to get that first statement win, whether that be North Little Rock, whether it be Bryant, whether it be Jonesboro, while Conway is really trying to just get some momentum before we get into the postseason. They both are trying to get momentum, but I think Conway really has it back up against the wall a little bit more.
Kyle, who's the second best team in the 6A West?
Man, at their best, I'd probably say Fayetteville. You know, they've had some really questions. Of course, Springdale, like I've said, they've done what they've done to just about everybody. I think the only team that they haven't blown out in the West is Bentonville. That was a 10-point game, very low scoring, but it was pretty evident that Springdale was the better team throughout. I would say, though, when Fayetteville is at its best, that's probably the second best team. I mean, Bentonville is also one that you got to throw in there. I think that they're certainly, or I'm sorry, you know what? Harbor, actually. I forgot about Harbor. Harbor and then Fayetteville. So Harbor I would probably put as the second team in there and then Fayetteville. It's just really kind of like with the girls. It's just really about whatever night it is.
How about 5A and how that's shaping up?
5A for the girls, I'll just go ahead and say it. It's kind of like what we said about Greenwood the last 3 years. It's Farmington's to lose until somebody else proves otherwise. They've got an 82-game win streak against in-state competition. I mean, they are just an absolute machine. That's really about the only way to describe them. Benton, they're definitely the favorite in 5A to me. I still like, even though Harrison got upset by Mountain Home, Mountain Home's going to play Harrison as hard. It doesn't matter if Mountain Home is winless. They're going to give every single bit of energy that they have towards Harrison, both the boys and the girls. Real big rivalry. So I like Harrison when they're at their best. Valley View, definitely got to give some respect to them. The East, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not extreme. The East is still competitive, the 5A East, but I don't know really how some of those teams would compare to a Benton or a Harrison. And I know that, it might sound a little disrespectful, but I don't know really, like the Marions, the Nettletons, the Valley Views, really those three right there. How are they going to match up against the rest of the side? I know that they're extremely competitive, and even in the non-conference play, they had some good wins and really competitive matchups. But Benton definitely is the favorite right now. Of course, they're the defending state runner-up, but I really like Harrison at their best. And it really just kind of going to be interesting to see what happens out of that East. And then, of course, right now you've got Maumelle and Little Rock Christian that seem to be battling it out for the Central. But I'm real intrigued by that Maumelle boys matchup with Sylvan Hills on Friday. Of course, Sylvan Hills already got the upset over Little Rock Christian. They're playing really well right now, but certainly in the Central, you got to still look at Maumelle and Little Rock Christian.
Is there a 5A girls team capable of upsetting Farmington?
Wes, I'll tell you, I think the only team that probably could hang with them is Conway, and in the entire state. I don't think there's one in 5A that can't. Think about Greenwood is not what it has been in the three in a row state championship run, but they're still a very competitive team. Farmington thumped them. Mountain Home, they've been for most of the year a top 5, top 10 team. Farmington thumped them. I mean, it's just. They're just so deep. Of course, they've got the freshman point guard, Easton McCullough, that's got all kinds of offers all over the place. He's averaging 20 a game. Then you've got 4 other college signees, 4 or 5 other college signees. That's the thing, too, is they're not selfish. They don't care who scores. They don't care who gets the stat. They just want to put W's up, and that's what they've continued to do for what seems like forever now.
How about 4A boys? Mills?
Yeah, Mills. Mills they're still winning, but they've had a couple of close calls. Shout out to Monty Patel and East End. They gave them all they wanted the other night. Little Rock Hall gave them 2 games this year, more than I think Hall lost both of those games by it was less than double-digit points combined. I mean, it was 2 close games. But Forest City and Mills probably in that mix right now, I would say, as the top 2. Mills is there until somebody proves different, just because they've got the overall strength of schedule, to me at least, and I think most would probably agree with that, but they're still continuing to win games. And it's kind of tough right now because, let's call it what it is. I mean, I do think Mills' conference is a little bit more top-heavy than what Forest City is seeing right now, but those two have really just been so consistent all year. And, I think that they're probably still there at the top. And the girls, for 4A, who would be because, Farmington's not in that mix anymore. I would say really just between PA, DeQueen, and Nashville. Of course, DeQueen got the really big win over Nashville. That was Nashville's first conference loss since 2021. So
wow.
I think it's kind of a 3-headed race between those 3 right now.
So what do you think of PA? They're a young team, and they look really good on the girls' side.
Yeah, Joe, I think they're just a perfect mix. I mean, you think about the 2 senior leaders with Madison Sanders and Sophia Boyd. Then you've got the sensational sophomore duo of Randy Stewart, Greenlee Elmore. There's a few others that you could throw in there, but then you just look at who their coach is. Becky Yarbrough, one of the best to ever do it. Even though it's her first year, she's come in and she's talked about how it's just been a natural fit. The girls have really bought in, and that's kind of the overwhelming consensus that I've been hearing is these girls will run through a wall for her. And, they might not have the strength of schedule that Nashville has, or I'm not going to say they don't have a statement win because they do have a couple of those, but I think the Queen probably getting Nashville, I would say maybe. Of course, PA does have Bologna. It was when Bologna was kind of a little bit up and down, but still a win over them nonetheless. And also, I think they beat Valley View pretty bad as well. So they do have a couple of signature wins, but I just think with PA, they're just playing such, unselfish basketball, really. They know their roles. That's another one of those teams that you look at the stat lines at the end of games, there's not very often. Yeah, you'll see like Greenlee Elmore put up 25 and maybe pull down 8 rebounds or something. But a lot of times it's between those 10, 14, 15 points that, most of their top scorers, like 4 or 5, will have. So just a really unselfish team that shares the ball.
I was talking to one of their dads. They were telling me about a tournament game they had against the number 1 team in 1A. Was that Greers?
West Side?
Yeah.
Greers Ferry West Side. Yeah, it was a 1-point game, I believe.
So that team, you can't find a better 1A team. Maybe 2A. They were so impressed with how good they are.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, West Side's up there. Actually, I think the West Side Nettleton game was 1 point, but I think that PA game was close. But, West Side, they have played North Little Rock. They were within 1 of beating Nettleton. Nettleton's not as good as last year, but still pretty quality. But yeah, they played a lot of higher classification schools to beat them. I think West Side is a top 25 team overall. They're definitely top 30. I've got them in my 25, but I certainly think they're a top 25 team overall.
What's the makeup of that team? They have a lot of seniors, or
so they did bring it. So they got Keith Cornett from Concord. Keith is born and raised around that area. Played at Concord, coached there for 20 years. He actually brought his daughter with him, and then also a girl named Ashlyn Kosey, who is exceptional. So Kately Cornett is his daughter. She's great. She's a double machine. So is Ashlyn. They also had a couple of girls, already at Westside that were really good. They also brought in another from Shirley named Addie Overturf. So they won state in golf. A lot of these girls that were already playing together during the fall, and they've got a likely chance of winning basketball. Also, keep up with them in softball because they're probably good. Taylor is the 7-time defending champion in 1A, but Westside is probably from top to bottom going to have the best roster. But I know that a lot of these girls came in from other schools, but it's a small area. Guys up in that area with like Concord, Heber Springs, all that. They've played together their whole lives, on travel ball and stuff like that. So they know each other really well.
Kyle, man, we appreciate it. That was a good wrap-up of high school basketball. What's your game? What's the game here in Central Arkansas a fan needs to go to tonight?
It's another big week for the 6A West, and like when you look at the larger classifications, I would say on Friday, Jonesboro and North Little Rock. That's going to be the boys, of course. Nearby, the Little Rock Christian and Bologna, they play tonight. Also, Bologna and BB, the girls' side, that should be a really good one. And then, of course, on Friday, you've got the Maumelle boys and Sylvan Hills boys that I think is going to be an underrated one. So,
I think when we check out Bryant and Central tonight, see if Bryant can.
Bryant and Central tonight. I knew I was missing one. I knew that I had a lot of Friday ones down. I knew there was one I was missing off tonight. So, yes, Bryant and Central should be. Especially the boys' game should be a good one.
Yep. Kyle, thanks, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Kyle Sutherland with us on Out of Bounds. We'll wrap up the first hour when we come back. Man, that hour flew by. We'll check out the D3 Auto Sales text line. If you want to join us, you can. 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
Married to a snake? The lion stops here. For divorces, hire the Lions. When in war, you need the roar. For exceptional communication and exceptional results in all family-related legal matters, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, if it doesn't involve fast horses, daily doubles, high fives, and corned beef sandwiches, you may be doing it wrong. Every weekend through May 3rd, Oaklawn has live thoroughbred racing. Whether your Oaklawn is cheering from the home stretch, dining in the Bugler restaurant, or raising a glass at the First Turn bar, your race day is whatever you want it to be. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle and a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Every business has a story to tell, and first impressions matter. This is Justin Anchor encouraging you to let the professionals at CertaPro Painters help your business shine with the right color and flawless finish. From offices to retail spaces, warehouses to restaurants, CertaPro Painters delivers expert commercial painting tailored to your needs. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painters today to learn more about our commercial painting services. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
I scored a Lazy Boy recliner.
Now's the perfect time at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. 30% off store-wide, plus free local delivery to make shopping even easier. Take advantage of terrific buys like fabric recliners, only $3.99. Our reclining sofas, only $16.99. Transform your space with unbeatable comfort and timeless style. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock.
Long live the lazy.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
If you have a passion for adventure and unmatched quality, then head to Honda of North Little Rock for the best lineup of quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. They have Honda's best models and will find the perfect ride just for you. That's Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line real quick. 501 writes in, hey guys, I work at Dallas and Little Rock Airport. They are warning of an Arctic blast coming next week. Lows single digits, teens, lows 20s, way down deep south. So I was wondering it might affect the crawfish. Late hard freeze. You know, I looked down in Louisiana, Lafayette, Baton Rouge area, and it's not going to be nearly. I don't think that cold front's going to make it all the way down there, and that's what he was talking about, just west of Lafayette. And it's like he said, when the snow came down there,
they were good. They were fine.
They just dug a little hole, got down in there. They know what to do. So I don't think it's going to kill or hurt the crawfish too much. 940 says, where does he catch the crawfish? No, catfish. Oh, I didn't see. I don't know. Do you know where you get? That's here, right? Local guys?
I thought they had farms, though.
Yeah. No, he's not out there. Travis didn't leave here and go out to the lake and start catching catfish. I think it's Arkansas Farms. I've done enough with Travis over the years. I'm pretty sure. I'll text him and see if you really want to know. 940-870. God, a lot of people were listening to that interview. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Got some great info and makes everybody hungry, and go satisfy that need at Eat My Catfish.
I'm dead serious. I'm going to pitch that idea. Go down to Louisiana, show how it's all done. I think that'd be a neat little story for TV.
Absolutely.
It's fascinating. Crawfish are just fascinating. Caught the tail end of the interview. Where was the crawfish guy from? Eat My Catfish. That was Travis. Eat My Catfish. Big partners of the Buzz. Redbone writes in, is Parkview any good this year? They have Greenbrier this evening. Parkview's down a little bit this year, Redbone. Not the Parkview teams that we've seen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
No, not as good. TP in Little Rock. Stop it, Wes. Just stop saying big game. I did say. No, I said it's not a must win. It's just win. Just win. Stop saying it's a big game. But I did say it's not a big game. I mean, it's not like ESPN, SEC is everybody's clamoring over it. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a big game.
It's a big game for Arkansas.
It's an important game for Arkansas.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not one that they're circling and nationally everybody's going to be paying attention to it. But, you know, if they come away with some impressive wins, they do pay attention to what Cal's doing. Coach Cal is doing nationally. They're keeping track there because they know about the struggles since conference play started.
Let me look real quick. I'm not even sure. Do you know, Joe, offhand, who's broadcasting the game tomorrow night? I'm assuming it's the SEC Network because it's Arkansas LSU.
Nah,
it's on ESPN2. How about that? That's the Cal effect right there, ESPN2. All right, you said last Saturday it was a big game. It was a big game. But losses to Georgia and Oklahoma at home have killed their chances of making it. It is over. You know what, TP? You're over. I mean, you honestly, you know nothing about basketball. That loss did nothing to their chances. Lenardi still has Arkansas as the first team out. Even though they lost at home to the number 2 team in the country, it did nothing to their chances of making or not making the tournament. They did not move after a loss. Losing to Oklahoma is not a bad loss. They're a tournament team. They did not lose to Georgia, as you keep saying. So, yeah, You just don't know anything
Still
about
have
basketball.
to let the season play out. He's ready to call the season now, but you have to let it play out.
I think there's a better chance of them making the tournament than not making the tournament at this point in the season.
Just depends on how it plays out.
I just like the way they're playing. I think they're playing good basketball, and they're in the SEC, so they're going to get a benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And with so many games against quad one teams, you win one or two of those, that's going to move you way up. Whereas if you're in another conference, or if you were in the SEC years ago, you get a couple, it's nothing, no big deal. It doesn't move you, right? SEC's loaded.
They're definitely not out of it.
No. One more. Stewart in Star City says, I read on the Razorback website that the baseball games will also be carried on the Point this season. Is that true? I'll have to get with the programming. Mr. Akery and HB, see what's going on with that. I'll get an answer after the top of the hour. I thought there may be an instance or two because of prior commitments. You know, it gets kind of busy with Razorback basketball, Little Rock basketball, high school basketball, state championship time. Then you throw in a baseball game. Travs, yeah. I'll get an answer for you. Coming up in hour number 2, we got the Razor Hog update brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV. And then Coach Z will join us. It's Out of Bounds.
Floyd's Seafood, Kill Avenue in Sherwood is your homesick Cajun headquarters. King cakes are in, live crawfish too. Place your orders by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agent Matt Warden in Little Rock, Seth Hobbs in Bryant, or Nick Gennardi in Sherwood.
Awesome Tuesday show here on Morning Mayhem. Want to thank Rick Schaefer and John Daly for joining the program. Also want to thank Howard Hurst for coming up this year as well. Show's back on Wednesday. Full edition. Trey Reed will join the show, talk about the outdoors. We'll preview Arkansas basketball and a whole lot more. It's coming up on Wednesday's Morning Mayhem right here, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 103.7 The Buzz.
World champion of what?
103.7 The Buzz, your world champions of sports radio.
Don't get me wrong.
KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Governor Sanders signed a bill which will force Jefferson County to pay its more than 300 county employees. The bill requires any city and county government that does not pass a new budget by February 7th to continue to operate under the previous year's budget. Judge Gerald Robinson says employees could see a paycheck as soon as Tuesday, the latest being Wednesday. The county judge and justices of the peace will continue to go unpaid until a budget is passed. UAMS says it's at risk of losing $10 million a year for equipment and personnel due to federal cuts. It's one of hundreds of research institutions receiving funding from the National Institutes of Health. The NIH said it's capping indirect costs to 15% after the Trump administration ordered to freeze federal funds. A group of states' attorneys general say although a federal judge put that freeze on hold, the government has failed to resume dispersing those funds. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Wood Grill Buffet presents the shoot-up Pat Bradley when he joins Morning Mayhem each week. PB on the Buzz from Wood Grill Buffet. Comfort food at its finest.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Joel Young.
More cold rain is likely as we head into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning with some light icing possible in high elevations of northwest Arkansas. Temperatures in central Arkansas reach the mid-30s. Cold rain lingers through Wednesday morning, and then in the afternoon we dry out with highs reaching the low 40s, and then we're colder into Wednesday night. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Joel Young.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Tune in to Out of Bounds to hear from Captain Kendall Diggs. Brought to you by Stephen Elmore with Shelter Insurance. For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Stephen Elmore or give him a call at 501-537-0959.
With the cold weather here, don't get caught off guard by power outages. At Generator Supercenter of Little Rock, you can have a Generac standby generator installed to keep your home safe and secure in the harshest conditions. Now is the perfect time to buy. With monthly payments as low as $149, you can have a Generac generator installed to keep your home safe and warm. Visit them today on Chenal Parkway in Little Rock or online, GeneratorSuperCenterofLittleRock.com.
Crawfish season is finally back at Eat My Catfish. We've got fresh, live crawfish, and all you have to do is just add the fixins. Be sure to come see us or order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
The Crane Automotive team presents the Drive Time Sports Triple Double. Randy is taking the show on the road, showcasing a different high school basketball game each week. The Crane Automotive team supports communities and high school athletics throughout Arkansas.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Ian Fitzsimmons.
When did Tom Brady win his third Super Bowl? He was 27. When did he win his fourth Super Bowl? He was 37. It took him 10 years to get that fourth title. So for some reason, all of a sudden now, Mahomes is awful, and now the comparisons of, well, will he ever catch Tom Brady have gone by the wayside. Again, it took Tom Brady 10 years to go from 3 to 4. Yet right now, in the moment, in this crazy world that we live in, where we have to have immediate gratification, that we're going to go, oh, Mahomes, you know what, done. I mean, he's got no shot of ever catching Tom Brady. He's done. Cooked his Christmas dinner, deep fried like a turkey on Thanksgiving in Louisiana, right there where the Super Bowl was played. He is history, folks. It ain't easy to win one Lombardi.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz. Your Razor Hog update on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV, with 6 statewide locations. Huge factory incentives going on now on most boat lines. Bradford Marine and ATV, selling fun since 1971.
Arkansas lost a close one to Alabama over the weekend, but they are playing hard. You got to give it to them on that. They have not quit. Season's not going the way they want to. They had won 3 out of 4, now 3 out of 5, but came back from an 18-point deficit, cut it to 3.
You talk about who they are. They're fighters. And if a guy didn't fight, I took him out. So, you're not going to dive on the floor and come up with that ball, and then you're not going to be in. And I let Billy get in there and dive and dunk and make free throws and do the stuff he did today. We had one pass deep. He got anxious. He had a play where a dude was coming to screen. He moved too fast. That kind of stuff, that happens. But his effort, his toughness, his fight, was good today. And they all did it. They were playing.
We just knew we had to keep fighting. No matter how what the score looked like or how much time we had. Coach told us at one point, just don't even look at the score. Just take it one play at a time. And, that's what we was doing. We was just trying to get one stop at a time and just keep chipping away. And we was able to do that.
That was DJ Wagner, and DJ went on to talk about how this team has turned it around and what it's led to and the success that they're having. How is that happening?
Really just staying together, just staying together, just talking to each other and just playing for each other. Some games, throughout the whole season, we've been in dog fights, so we've been fighting every game, so we know every game we're going to have an opportunity to win, because we got that fight in us, and, that's the mindset we have, just that we just got to go out there and fight, not worry about, missed shots or make shots and just worry about the small things, like getting stops, talking, and all that kind of stuff.
One of the Razorback assistant coaches met with the media this morning, and he was asked, what's it going to take for Jonas Adu, Trevin Brazile to get more minutes, and he said, get offensive rebounds. That's pretty much go to the glass, get some offensive rebounds. You want more playing time? Get rebounds. That's what they're looking for out of those guys. I mean, there are other things, obviously, but that's kind of the thing. And you look at it, I pulled up the stats yesterday. Adu, I don't think had an offensive rebound. Brazile had an offensive rebound. We got a putback dunk. That was his only points of the game, only shots of the game. Was somebody drove in and missed 2 point-blank shots, and Trevin came flying in and just threw it down for a dunk. But that's what those guys have to do to get on the court.
The rebounding needs to be stressed all together, because when you look at some of those early games, they were out-rebounded by the opponent by quite a bit. Now, they made up some ground, but that's something that needs to be stressed first and foremost. And then offensive rebounds, that's kind of a bonus, and you're giving yourself a chance for some second chance points there. And that's why they're so important at that point. When you miss a shot, follow it up, try to put it back.
Yeah, and while this team has been shooting better as of late, they're still not a great shooting team. So, a way you can make up for that? Go get some offensive rebounds and some putbacks. Texas A&M's a great example. Texas A&M is a terrible shooting team. Terrible. They're bottom of the NCAA. There's 340 teams. They're down there with their shooting percentage, but yet they're ranked in the top 15 because they're a great offensive rebounding team. They hit the glass, get some putbacks, and that's their offense at times. They also play really good defense, but they're a bad shooting team. They found a way to win some games, and that's by getting offensive rebounds. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, and if you're not going to shoot the ball well, at least go get some rebounds, and there weren't a whole lot of offensive rebounds the last couple of games. Now, granted, against Kentucky, they didn't miss a whole lot. Texas, they shot the ball well. There were some, but not a whole lot. 870 says, Wes, please don't take this the wrong way. If you weren't on a local news station, would you be more realistic about the Hogs team? Let's be honest. We beat an overrated Kentucky team, an average Texas team. Our best win is against Michigan. Come on, man. I form my opinion from watching every single game, and the leaps and bounds that this team has made offensively. They've always been a good defensive team, but offensively, first 4 or 5 games compared to the last 4 or 5 games, night and day. It's not even close. What they're doing offensively and the plays that they're running and the production that they're getting, it's not even close. This team has improved, and we know the team has talent, So, yeah, that's why I say this is an NCAA tournament team, that they're going to get it done down the stretch. That's why I'm optimistic. It has nothing to do about my job.
Man, and those teams that they're playing against, the opponents, the top-ranked ones, like the Alabama, the Auburns, they're highly ranked for a reason, so those aren't embarrassing losses at all.
No.
If you lose to one of those teams, there's nothing to be shameful there. But you do want to kind of gauge where you stand and the way that you play against those teams.
Let me be clear on this, too. I do not think Arkansas is a Final Four team right now. They're not playing like that, but I think Arkansas is one of the best 64 teams in the country, and you got to be better than top 64. I get that, but they're deserving of being, the way they're playing right now, in my opinion, they're an NCAA tournament team and could go to the tournament and win a game. They could be, guys, I watch a lot of college basketball. Teams 20 through 50, they're very similar. There's a cutoff of probably like 5-6 really good teams, maybe 8 really good teams that could win a national championship, make it to a Final Four. And then there's about from 9 to about 16 another tier of teams, 9 of 18. And then there's another huge tier, and I think Arkansas is in that tier. Let's bring in Coach Z. And maybe I'm off on this. Let's hear from one of the experts out there. Coach Z, could you hear what I was saying just then?
I just came on right there towards the end. I know you talked about Arkansas being the NCAA tournament team, and then someone walked in here and I didn't hear what you said after that. You talked about being the tournament team.
Okay, let me summarize. I think there's like 8 really good teams capable of winning a championship. Then I think there's another tier from like 9 to 18, 20. That's a good second tier. And then I think there's a tier of 20 to 50, and Arkansas's in that tier.
Yeah. No, that's good. And you're right. Every year is different. You remember the year we talk about this all the time, the year that Baylor and Gonzaga were way better than everybody else. And as long as you didn't play one of those, you could just keep advancing. We made the Final 8, played Baylor, we got smacked. And so every year is different. Some years there's 6 or 7 teams like that. Sometimes there's only a couple teams. And the last 2 years, UConn was head and shoulders above everybody. Although during the season 2 years ago, UConn lost 4 games in a row at one stretch in the Big East. And so they kind of came through that season strong late is when they were good. Then last year they were good the whole season. And this year is just what you said. It's probably, I'd say, about 10 teams that could win it. And then there's another, I don't know if that maybe as many as you said, but, maybe another 5 or 6 after that. If they got hot, could possibly win it. But to me, not talking about Arkansas, but the teams that can win it obviously is 3 teams in our league: Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee. I wouldn't go with the other ones. Maybe you could argue Florida. I think they're more in that next. They have no depth, but boy, they didn't need depth the other day. They got a kind of game they didn't need depth. But Houston, Duke, and there's just not very many. Maybe Iowa State, but they hadn't been great lately. They're just very limited. Purdue's got a nice team, and that's about it. There's just not a lot of folks that out there that stand out. The champion, West, for the first time since Calipari and Kentucky won it, has got a strong chance. I'd say 75% chance that the champion comes out of our league.
Mm-hmm. Who do you like most of those teams from SEC?
Well, I'll be anxious to see Auburn in person. And I've watched, maybe 10 of their games and been so impressed with them. But I don't want to say they're front runners, but they just, when they get going and they get hot and they get their confidence, home or road, they go on these long runs and they smack people. But if you can hang in there and can take their blow and can take their momentum shifts and withstand that, you can beat them. And that's how they've lost this year. And Florida shot the ball so well at Auburn, and they handled all that defense. And it was, matter of fact, it was interesting. We were kind of watching the end of that game. We were already at the arena for our ball game against Alabama, and Alabama's radio guys were really good. It was interesting. All of us kind of huddled up watching that on someone's iPad, and it was interesting. Their thoughts on Auburn, and because Auburn's really good, but I would say Auburn is the favorite. Duke probably is the second favorite to win it. They've got a good team. Their question is going to be: are they tough enough? Are they gritty enough? Are they mean enough? to go win a national championship. That will be the question on Duke. And, Alabama, maybe, just in general, Sears is such a great player, but he's 6 turnovers every game right now. I just think they'll play somebody that'll be able to take advantage of those turnovers and the fact that they don't play great defense. They're one of the worst defensive teams in our league. A lot of it has to do with they play fast and they get up down the floor. They do play some defense, but that'll probably end up getting them knocked off somewhere. In Tennessee, they're always susceptible to getting beaten in a low-scoring game because they grind it out and beat you up. I can't wait for that game tonight. Tennessee at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky already beat them once. This one in Rupp Arena. I can't wait to see that game.
No, it's great. Tennessee's defense is really good, but they have those games where they can't score. They just,
right.
No matter how great your defense is, the other team's going to get some points, and they've just laid an egg a couple of times.
Yeah. What happened to them at Florida is what will get them. That's what will get them in the NCAA tournament. It might be in the Final 8. It might be in the in the national semis. It might be in the second round. But I just don't think Tennessee can win it. I just don't think Alabama can win it. But they're in the race. They're as good as anybody up there. Those are good basketball teams. Is someone like UConn going to emerge like UConn did 2 years ago? Is there going to be a team that we're talking about a month from now, and on March the 11th, that has had this great rest of February and March, and that no one wants to play and it's kicking people's butt? Who is that going to be?
Who do you like more so nationally, outside SEC?
I like Houston's team, and I did kind of like Baylor a little bit, who beat us. I just don't think they're going to have enough. But I would say, to answer just quick teams, Houston and Purdue and Duke, those 3 teams outside the SEC. UConn, no. Really nobody out west. Arizona is probably the best team out that way, and they're okay. They're susceptible to getting beat. And I kind of like Michigan a little bit. I don't think they can go super deep though, but I like their team, and they're so well coached.
What about Michigan State?
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't think so. But he's such a good coach, and they're going to grind it out, and they're kind of due for one of his patented make it to the Final Four type teams. I just don't think that they're going to be able to score enough, and I don't like their athleticism. I think at home right now, they're as good as anybody playing in their own building. Kind of like Auburn had it rolling until Saturday. I think you go to Michigan State, you have a hard time winning, but the NCAA tournament's not there. And I kind of like Michigan a little better than Michigan State.
That sounds like the typical Michigan State team, though, that they're not great athletically, offensively, but they find a way to get it done.
Yeah. Well, I heard the announcers the other day saying how they hadn't been shooting the ball and they couldn't shoot it well. That was one of their problems. They don't consistently make jump shots. And, okay, boom, they hit a mid-range, and then next trip down, bang, they hit a 3, and then they moved the ball about 2 trips later, bang, they made a right corner 3, and I'm like, they shooting pretty good for a team that can't shoot any. And, so it is such sometimes he just gets a team there just you don't think's going to make it. And there's going to be somebody sitting in the Final Four West. Joe, y'all can see it this year. You can see it. There's going to be somebody in the Final Four. Might be 2 of them. Might be 3 of them. You're like, they made the Final Four? I mean, we smacked them. We beat their butt, and they're in the Final Four. And so, you just want to try to keep that from happening and put yourself there. If the Razorbacks get hot with the talent that you had, you can make a run. We're very fortunate that the whole SEC race doesn't really hurt you this year. We've talked about this on here. This is a great time to be a coach in the SEC. When you can be in a league and 13 out of 16 going to make the NCAA tournament, that's what I'm talking about. That's nice. And used to be, you sit there and stressed out. You're in 6th place and you couldn't make the NCAA tournament. So, but, for a school like Arkansas, 3 and 7, you tell me, and Wes, you've been around doing it a long time.
No.
I tell you, hey, Wes, you're 3 and 7, but you're going to make the tournament. You're going to be like, huh? And but that's the strength of the SEC. The Pac-12's been eliminated. The ACC is a 2-bid league. The Mountain West don't hardly get any leads anymore. The Americans going to get 1 or 2 bids. The leagues have all been eliminated, other than the Big Ten and the Big 12 and the SEC. Everybody else is basically done.
Yeah, you'd have to win 7 out of your last 8 in past years to get to the NCAA tournament after starting 3 and 7.
That's right. I've lived that life. I've lived that where I've sat there and said, we got 10 games left. We need to win 8 of them or win 7 of them. That's no fun.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's no big deal. And, losing Alabama at home, you move up.
Yeah.
And so it's just a different era, man. It is a different era of college basketball.
Coach, earlier, and I know we're kind of the same. I hate to say must win, so I'm not going to call LSU must win. I'm calling it just win.
There you go. That's a good one. You need to be in the locker room and tell that to the team. I love that. Just win, because this is a win. Yeah, this is a game that you really need. Is it end of the season? No, absolutely not. But you don't want to lose to LSU again. LSU is at the bottom of our league. The only team that's worse than them through this league so far, and we're over halfway now, is South Carolina. And you're sitting here a team that's 12-11. They didn't play a super strong non-conference. They got a lot of wins in the non-con, and they're 1-9. This is the second time in the last 3 years LSU's coming back to our place after they beat us at their place, and they hadn't won a league game since. You remember that when Anthony Black and Nick and Ricky went down there and lost? We lost to them the night they played the Kansas Jayhawks in football that we played in the Liberty Bowl, and they lost 15 games in a row. And then they came to Bud Walton, and we wore them out by 30. And that's the same type of deal in this one. They've not won since we played them. They have struggled. They have really, really struggled to score. They've had a lot of games, 58 points, 62 points, 57 points. The most they've had since we played them is 74 points. And, they beat us down there. They made all those free throws, and we couldn't guard the two guards, Sears and Carter. And I think that'll be a focal point. We'll guard those guys better, and the Razorbacks should win this ball game. You're at home. You got to win this game.
Coach, with we know going into the season how you set up the conference schedule and how you feel about you need to be able to win these home games for the most part and steal a few on the road. So at this point in the season where they are, how much more important is it to get those home wins?
Well, we've made them so much more important, Joe, because we lost 4 of them. We've eliminated kind of the fluff. We've eliminated the lose a bad game here and there because we've already done that. To me, we got 3 losses that just are really sticking us in the side, and that's not even counting Florida at home or Alabama at home. But those 3 losses, number 1, OU at home, it's not a good loss, and number 2, at LSU, the only league win they got, and then number 3, the Ole Miss game at home. And so Ole Miss is kind of struggling a little bit. And so those 3 were big. They're gone. There's nothing you can do about them. But now you got to go win some games that you weren't planning on winning, or that people weren't planning on you winning. And the Hogs did that with Kentucky and Texas. Now, Kentucky was really, really important. That was huge for so many things, especially for coach and for our team getting their head up and feeling good, because it all came from there. The Texas win, yeah, that's great because it's Texas, an old rival of ours. Texas, to me, is not a real good team. They're okay, but it was on the road. But you get them at home again, you got to beat them again. And we need to go 4-0. We were on here last week with y'all saying we had 5 home games left. We need to go 5-0. Well, Alabama got in here and beat us. So now you don't need to lose any more home. We've already lost 4. That's too many as it is. So got to win out at home.
We had Joe Klein on yesterday, and Joe was like, if you win the next 4 home games, you got a chance to get in the tournament. And plus, right. They're winnable or games you're going to have a chance on the road, whether it's South Carolina, Vanderbilt. They've got those potential. But just take care of business at home. You've got a pretty good shot of getting in.
Just like we talked about a second ago, it's just a luxury. If you can get in at 7-11, that's the league I want to coach in. I want to be there every day. I want to coach in that league every day because it eliminates so much when you have that kind of fluff as a conference. When you have that much, when people respect you and your numbers and the way this net is, they're going to adjust this net, I bet. Because right now, the way this net is, the SEC got some big non-conference victories. And then all of a sudden now you just play each other and the net just kind of cancels out. And you can go on the road and lose a close game, your net goes up because the people you're playing are so high in the net. You lose against Alabama, your net goes up. It's really unique right now because of the strength of this league. There's people coaching in these other conferences, Wes. They get a quad one opportunity every 5 or 6 games. It's every game for us. Not this one coming up, but for the rest of them, it's all quad one.
It's a great opportunity
That's a pretty good luxury to have.
No, it is.
That's a good luxury. Yeah.
Well, the tough thing is if you have to go on a run, it's hard to go on a run because you're playing. I saw a stat they're going to play 8 top 15 teams this year. 8 top 15 teams. So that's difficult. But the good news is when you do get one, you don't have to get them all. You don't have to go and win 10 games like in years past. You get a couple, you've got a good chance to get in there. What'd you think of Big Z the other night? Was that a just? Is that more to come of that or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, is he going to go 5 for 9 every game? No, but he's also going to have. He's had a game where he went 5 for 6 for 3 this year. So he's capable of hitting 5 threes. He's shown that. He's got to play. He's got to stay out there. He had 27 points the other night in 31 minutes, and so he's got to stay out on the floor. He's outplayed Trevin. He's outplayed Jonas. Those guys hadn't gotten any close to scoring 27 in a game. So, and he plays as good a defense as they do. So to me, he's better on offense, better on defense. He's not a competition among teammates, but he needs to be out there. And I think Coach and them see that now, and they know how important he is. And there was a stretch he wasn't playing well. They thought he was, getting a little bit spread out. People were driving by him. Yeah, he was always good around the basket, defending the rim. He's 7'2" and long. But then when you mix in a few turnovers, then some confidence was lost. All of a sudden, he's had games where he's played 4 minutes. We go to Baton Rouge, guys. He played 7 minutes, didn't score. We didn't win the game. So this time LSU is going to see Devon Amir. They didn't see him down there but for 7 minutes. And he's made such a huge difference. I think he's played 5 or 6 games in a row, all the way back to Missouri. He's played at a high level. To me, he's been our second-best player behind Adu Firo in this stretch of games, these last 5 or 6 games. Since Boogie's been gone, he's been our second-best player. To me, DJ's been third, probably Nelly fourth, to me. And again, it's not a competition among teammates. That's stuff you want to have a great argument about. You know what I mean? When you're having great arguments about how important this guy is and how important that guy is, that means you got guys playing a lot of guys playing at a high level. That means you're winning games. So Big Z's very important, obviously, and his defense is critical with his size. The kid that played for Cal, Damian Collins, he hurt us down in Baton Rouge. And so he didn't score a lot, but remember he had all those rebounds, he had a couple big dunks, number 10, and I think Big Z can really neutralize him where he can't have that kind of game that he had down in Baton Rouge.
Coach, how many fans were listening to you on their car radio after leaving the game too early, kicking themselves, missing the big comeback?
Yeah, it's funny, Wes, because a lot of people left, and I don't know if it filled in quick or what, but I was watching them all leave, 2,000 or 3,000 left, at least maybe 4,000, and then there was timeout, we're down 20, and during the timeout they take the 2 points off because there wasn't a goaltend, so now it's an 18-point game. And I'm watching him leave. Of course, Chuck's reading ads, and he's got a lot of stuff to do. And so we get back, and we've cut it to 11, like, boom. I mean, we started attacking fast. We sped up the game. Alabama slowed it down. They got away from what they do. They became this grinded out. They were just trying to get the clock to run. And all of a sudden, when Nelly hit that 3 right in front of Gucci Rowe, it's an 11-point game with a lot of time left. 4.5, 5 minutes ago. And the place is going bananas. And I said that. I said, a lot of folks left. They're getting in their cars going, I said, let's really make them regret leaving. Nothing wrong with leaving. You bought your ticket, you leave. You can leave at halftime if you want. But Chuck said, had nobody left, Z. And I was like, Chuck, what were you looking at? It's about 3,000 or 4,000 people left. But it was an awesome crowd. It was so huge, and then they were so loud, and they wanted it. West, they wanted it so bad. But, boy, Alabama, man, offensively, those guys are so good. They are so good.
Well, they made a couple plays down the stretch, and Arkansas just couldn't get that big shot. And it was a heck of a finish and a heck of a comeback. What do they take from that comeback? What do they learn from that?
I think it's a 3-part series for them. A lot of confidence coming out of Lexington. A lot of confidence beating Texas on the road, and then to play the number 3 ranked team at the time, and go toe to toe with them, and really play them even, except for the stretch where you give up this big lead, and they got open shots and they drilled them, and so there's some regret in some things defensively. I think how that game went. The offense was so much better than it's been. It's been really good now for 3 straight games, and they build on that confidence and knowing that they can. Hey, if you can play Alabama like that, you can beat LSU at home. You beat Kentucky like that in a hostile, rough arena, you can win at Texas A&M. Not saying you exactly will. You got to go down there and play, but you can. And so I think they feel like they can do anything. You beat Michigan on a neutral floor. Michigan's a top 15 team. Then that means you can go somewhere and win at Vanderbilt, win at South Carolina, that type of stuff. But you got 8 games left. We're getting pretty deep into the back 9 of this season, and we still got to get some wins. I know everyone in the league is going to make the tournament, minus 2 or 3 teams, but you got to help yourself and you got to win ball games.
Coach, thanks. We appreciate the time. Have fun tomorrow night. Don't let anybody leave early.
Exactly. Thanks, guys. Always enjoy being on with y'all.
Coach Z, Matt Zimmerman with us on Out of Bounds. Maybe they leave early, Joe, because Arkansas is up like 20 with about 6 minutes to go. Then it's okay to leave early, as long as you're winning. Don't want to see LSU have a comeback, though, like Arkansas. We'll take a break. Got a special guest when we come back. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Thompson Electric presents Jackson Wells each week in the Zone with Justin and DJ. Thompson Electric since 1983, providing innovative electrical solutions for your business. To learn more, check them on the web at thompsonelectric.com, or you can search Thompson Electric on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
This is Sports Center.
Last night in college basketball, 2 ranked teams were in action. 23rd ranked Clemson took down North Carolina 85-65. The Tigers have won 8 of their last 9 games. Elsewhere, 6th ranked Kentucky beat Baylor 76-65. The Cougars currently sit atop the Big 12 at 12-1 in conference play. Tonight there are 3 ranked matchups. We'll start in the SEC, where 22nd ranked Mississippi State will host 3rd ranked Florida at 6 on ESPN2, while 5th ranked Tennessee will go on the road to face 15th ranked Kentucky at 6 on ESPN. In the Big 10, 20th ranked Michigan will host 7th ranked Purdue on Peacock at 6, and Woodrock will go for his 4th straight win as they host Southeast Missouri at the Jack Stevens Center at 7. That game can be seen on ESPN Plus and heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
February might be short on days, but we're long on deals at Gwatney Chevrolet. Get behind the wheel of a 2024 Chevrolet Trax for as low as $299 a month, or take up to $13,500 off a brand new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado. We have cars in stock as low as $3,999, but hurry, these deals won't last forever. Save big before the end of the month. Visit us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state, or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you.
But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Build My Future Central Arkansas is back April 3rd at the Conway Expo Center for a hands-on construction industry showcase. Students, try your hands at carpentry, plumbing, electrical work, heavy equipment, and more. Meet industry professionals and discover opportunities that could lead to high-paying jobs in the skilled trades. Teachers and administrators, the National Center for Construction Education and Research will be on site to help students learn how they can gain industry-recognized certifications and jumpstart their careers. Sign up now at buildmyfuture-centralarkansas.com.
Proudly serving Little Rock and the surrounding areas, All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is your trusted one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. From auto repair to buying tires, our experienced technicians and tire experts will provide personalized care and expert advice to help keep you and your family safe on the road. Any car, any job, our goal is to make your experience quick and easy. Visit us today in Little Rock or Mapleville or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros, love the drive.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Give me a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness to the break of the day.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Guys, did you know Friday's Valentine's? It's not too late if you did forget. If you hadn't made plans, if you hadn't bought anything, got a great idea. Christina Day joins us now. It is Norwood Day Floral, correct, Christina?
It is.
New location.
New location. We just opened on Friday. We're right beside Edwards Food Giant and Roy Dudley on Cantrell.
Okay.
So we're right there off Mississippi and Cantrell. Swing in for all your Valentine's needs. If you need something grab and go, we have lots to grab and go. Or we're still accepting deliveries, so we can help you with deliveries as well.
What kind of ideas do you have?
Listen, we can do flowers, chocolates, bears. You know, James Hayes, local artist here. We have tons of his product in store that we can deliver. You know, everybody loves a candle. My mother has said she wants flowers and a candle. So, you know, you can always do an add-on to get something, you know, not just flowers. We have more than flowers.
Okay, if you want something delivered, when's the deadline to call and make sure it's delivered on Friday?
Well, you know, it's not just Valentine's Day, it's Valentine's week. So if you want to deliver tomorrow, we're still accepting deliveries for tomorrow up until Friday. So you can just call us at 255-8883 or find us on the website at www.norwood-day.com, and we can take your orders until they fill up. But, you know, get it in before it fills up because we've been blessed. We're very busy.
That's a good thing, though.
It is. It is.
What's your specialty? What do you do best?
We do flowers best. Obviously, we're a florist, so we do flowers best. And, you know, Chris is my business partner, of course, and he is the designer. So he can curate any wonderful design. Right now, we've been selling a lot of the European style, just tight clutch arrangements. You know, people that like roses but don't want the long stem roses, a tight clutch one is a wonderful option. Or like I brought today, this is called the Cupid's Arrow. So it has hyacinth and tulips, anemones, roses, all different things. So kind of we just want to curate to what you need. You know, people like my age, you know, we like something more colorful and bright, and then some people like the more traditional red roses.
Do flower arrangements come in and out of style? Are there, you know, like clothes and things, it'll
right.
change up. Well, do flowers do that?
Flowers do. You know, we were actually talking to someone the other day. Things that are in style go out of style, and they always come back. So, you know, just like the long stem roses, those have been around forever. So many people love them. But, you know, some people like a more traditional, you know, different arrangement. So here at Norwood Day, we can help you with all of those things.
I got to guess roses are the most popular thing.
Roses are the most popular. You know, red roses. Everyone wants a red rose.
What's the second most popular flower?
You know, tulips have been selling really well this year, and I think it's because people that want just cash and carry flowers at Norwood Day, we have a whole table, and so you can just come over and pick up your flowers. So a lot of people have come in that like to design flowers themselves. You can get just a bunch of tulips or a bunch of hyacinths, some Gerber daisies, and make your own arrangement at home.
Where do pink and white roses rank on that list?
Joe is asking because I didn't give you any headphones. Where do pink and white roses rank on the list?
I would probably say it goes red, pink, white. I took some orders today, and a lot of people had 4 different people wanted white roses. So, sometimes white is popular, and you could do white.
But you put your headphones on. There you go. Yeah. Now you can hear Joe.
There we go. Yeah. Also, does the color, is it tied to a specific maybe holiday or something specific? The color, that's the one you want to go with.
I think it's just personal preference. I love pink roses. A lot of people like red for Valentine's. A lot of people ordering sympathy flowers, which also we specialize in, do a lot of white. So we have a big funeral tomorrow, and everyone that's ordered for that does white. So I think it's just personal preference, really.
After Valentine's Day, what's the next big thing for you?
The next big thing's Mother's Day, and it'll be here before you know it. So... but in between then, it's just wedding season. We have been very blessed. We have so many weddings coming up and just everyday deliveries. And like I said, funeral work that we've been taking care of. So we're very blessed to take and help people. We always say we bring people into the life and we help take them out as well. So we can help with all of that.
How far in advance do you want to make some orders?
Well, you know what? I would say sooner the better. And now that Super Bowl's over, all men should be thinking about Valentine's. So get your dinner reservation, get your flowers, and let us help you with that.
Talking with Christina Day. Give that number one more time.
It's 501-255-8883.
And that location.
The location is right beside Edwards Food Giant and Roy Dudley on Cantrell, and it's 7509 Cantrell Road, Suite 4. We're the old Little Caesar. So if you ever came and got pizza, now you can come and get flowers.
Know exactly where that is. How long have you been open at that location?
We opened on Friday, so it's fresh off the press. It's been 4 days.
Do you do like special events? Because sometimes you go to these functions and you see flowers on the tables. Do you guys do something like that?
We do. We were blessed to do Gala for Life this past fall and several other events, and then lots of weddings and parties. We have 2 parties tomorrow and 2 weddings on Saturday. So, yes, we are in the event business for sure.
I'd say I'm lucky. My wife doesn't like flowers.
Right.
And so I've never had to really buy flowers. She just hey, they die. And just, anyway.
Christina, surprise her. That's what's big, right? Surprise.
Besides flowers, what's something else good for Valentine's Day?
You can always, like I said, a candle's always a great option. Yeah. They can burn candles and still enjoy those, but it doesn't, it's not a big thing that, clutters in your home. You could always just do like a James Hayes vase or any kind of bath product. Musi is really popular now, and we have shower steamers, and Spongel has those kind of buffers. If a lot of women are familiar with those. We have lots of those kinds of things, or just different giftware. Like, we have tons of different things. Or if she doesn't like flowers because they die eventually, there's also permanent botanicals, which is like a silk flower that you could get her to, we have somebody picking one up tomorrow, and we did a vase with silk flowers so she can enjoy them forever. They don't die.
Isn't that something that's picking up in popularity also, silk flowers?
It is. And we have some wonderful silk flowers at Tipton or at Norwood Day that they really feel real. Like, actually, somebody picked up a pink tulip yesterday, and it was silk, and they thought it was real, and they were putting it in their real arrangement. And we were like, oh, that's silk, but, that's okay.
It's a good look.
It is.
Sure.
It is.
Valentine's will be here, guys. Get it done now.
That's right.
Just gave you a great idea, great location. You got the number. Now act on it.
That's right. Come and see us or call us, and we'll be happy to take care of you.
I just thought, do they need to call in advance to place an order, or can you come in the store, look at it, and then get it and go?
You can do either. We have lots of items ready for pickup. I think we'll have a lot of people come and pick up. A lot of times on Friday, people will want to come in, pick them up as they go to dinner. So we're prepared for that. So if you don't have time to call early, that's okay. Just stop by the store and we'll be able to help you.
Does the website show like different arrangements that you can look at and choose from?
The website does. It shows different arrangements, different gift products, and different plants that you could have for delivery or for pickup.
Okay, perfect. What are the hours of the store?
So the hours were open 9 to 5 every day. So come and see us. Okay. And you know what? If you come after 5, we'll probably still be there, and we'll be happy to take care of you then.
Going to be a little busy. Are you putting your dad to work delivering flowers this year?
Well, listen, he's not here. He's in Florida playing, and I think he intentionally did that. But I'm putting my husband to work, so.
That was a good story one year. We went out with him delivering flowers.
Hey, he loves to help. It's a family business. Chris's wife's up there helping us. My mom's up there. My husband. Lots of family, and that's what we're all about. So
there you go.
Come see us.
Support a family-owned business.
That's right.
Brand new. Thank you for coming by, Christina.
Thank you all for having us.
Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time off after Valentine's Day.
That's right.
You deserve it. All right, we got to take a break. We'll wrap up the second hour. When we come back, stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, if it doesn't involve fast horses, daily doubles, high fives, and corned beef sandwiches, you may be doing it wrong. Every weekend through May 3rd, Oaklawn has live thoroughbred racing. Whether your Oaklawn is cheering from the home stretch, dining in the Bugler restaurant, or raising a glass at the First Turn bar, your race day is whatever you want it to be. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With the cold weather here, don't get caught off guard by power outages. At Generator Supercenter of Little Rock, you can have a Generac standby generator installed to keep your home safe and secure in the harshest conditions. Now is the perfect time to buy. With monthly payments as low as $149, you can have a Generac generator installed to keep your home safe and warm. Visit them today on Chenal Parkway in Little Rock or online, GeneratorSuperCenterofLittleRock.com.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agent Dan Cook in North Little Rock, Becky Bradley in Sherwood, or Angie Collins in Heber Springs today.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Santa Fe, New Mexico is a charming, historical, magical little town, and it has one of the oldest rituals in the United States, as annually it burns a 50-foot effigy of a monster named Zozobra, a mythical beast that lives in the mountains nearby. For 100 years, the residents of Santa Fe host a party where the monstrous puppet is burned, which is said to bring peace and good vibes as people dump their unpleasant memories and anxieties on the effigy. It's a crazy world, folks. Someone should sell tickets. Doublebee's 34 locations across the natural state have all kinds of great deals. When you're in Rosebud, stop by and get a hot plate lunch, or grab a hamburger, one of the best to be found anywhere. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Bull riding. The perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes. They're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the PBR North Little Rock at Simmons Bank Arena, March 8th and 9th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and PBR.com. Hold on tight. The ride of your life is about to begin.
It's Justin Acree. If you're dealing with back or neck pain, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health is here to help. Whether it's neurosurgery, orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, or pain management, their experts have you covered with the latest technology and minimally invasive techniques. They're focused on reducing your pain, improving mobility, and getting you back to doing what you love. Call 501-686-TOSH to set up an appointment today. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
Listen to Out of Bounds every day to hear about what's trending on social media and whether listeners agree or disagree. Engaging conversations about engaging topics. Sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansans with great-tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA. That's 833-886-5282. Call today.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Down a back road where the White River runs and the southern sun makes a cousin go. And what I found in those hot mountains I ain't ever seen. It sure does feel like it's sitting on top of the world to me.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. We're going to finish up this second hour. It's a good night for SEC basketball. I know Arkansas doesn't play until tomorrow night, but several good games. Auburn on the road. I'm curious to see, Joe, tonight how Auburn and Alabama play. Both are on the road, and they play Saturday. You know, you see teams look ahead sometimes, especially with this. It's a big in-state rivalry. Number 1 versus number 2 in the country. Could they be looking ahead? I would be a little bit more nervous and maybe play the other team tonight, except they're both on the road. And when you're on the road, it kind of grabs your attention. You know, you focus a little bit when you're on the road because, you know, it's us against them. Auburn's at Vanderbilt. It's a 6 o'clock start. Bet Saracen has a line at 9.5 points. Auburn favored, of course. And Alabama's on the road at Texas. 8 o'clock start on ESPN. Alabama is the road favorite in this game, and I think they should be against Texas. 4.5 points.
Between those two, Auburn is probably more likely to lose if either one of them are going to lose. Just seeing that those teams, Texas, Vandy, I will give Vandy a better shot at winning.
Well, isn't it weird? I'm just thinking about this. Arkansas went to Texas and won. Alabama came here, and they were favored by more than they were favored at Texas. I think Arkansas is better than Texas. Well, it was proven on the court, but yet, according to the odds makers, Alabama was a, what was it, 5.5? 6?
Yeah, 6.5. But the style of play matters. The matchup matters. And both these teams like to get up and down the court. And so that's probably why Texas factors in as less of an underdog.
I'm glad you said style of play. Brian Edwards texted me this morning to pass it along to everybody. He likes Alabama team total tonight over 85 points. I think Bet Saracen has it at 84.5. I've already taken it. So if you're looking for a little action tonight, Brian Edwards said take the Alabama team total. And if you can get it under -3, he liked Alabama too, but right now it's over 3 points, 4.5, as I said. He also, he likes Vanderbilt tonight, getting 9.5 against Auburn. Vanderbilt's already gotten 2 home court upsets. They beat Kentucky, they beat Tennessee. Remember, they stormed the court twice. And here's what's interesting. Vanderbilt has addressed the issue of storming the court. They have a new policy for storming the court, and may put it to use tonight.
They better.
They've been fined all that money, right? They don't want any more fines. They will now put a countdown clock on the scoreboard at the end of the game, and I think it's like a minute or a 2-minute countdown. And when they'll start it at the end of the game, allow the opposing team to leave the floor, allow the referees to leave the floor, and then the countdown is going down, gets to 0, then you can storm the court.
So timing matters here, and that doesn't count as storming the court.
I guess
still
not.
Storming the court.
It's at the end of the – I don't know. It's their way around it because this came from the school.
Yeah, and it is a safety issue, and that's why the rule is in place to not storm the court. So if this doesn't count as storming the court, it's a great idea.
I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, good idea. Also tonight, top 25 matchups. Number 3, Florida at Mississippi State. That is on ESPN2, a 6 o'clock game. And then you have number 5, Tennessee at number 15, Kentucky. I think that's a good game, too. That's Tennessee is favored by 2.5 points on Bet Saracen. That game starts at 6 on ESPN. Let's go to James. He joins us now. What's up, James?
Hey, Wes, when is your high school guru that comes on with you, when is he going to be on again?
Kyle came on today at 1:30. He usually comes on Tuesdays.
Yeah. I missed him then. I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine from here in Greer's Ferry. He's coaching Greer's Ferry, and he just picked up his 700th win the other night. And I was wondering, who holds the record for the most wins in the state of Arkansas? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea. And you're talking basketball, right?
Yeah, I'm talking basketball.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll text Kyle, and maybe he can do some homework and see what he can find out. That's pretty cool.
I would think that John Hutchcraft would be up there somewhere from Guy Perkins.
Yep.
And I know Charles Brady had it at one time, but Keith's been coaching now for probably 25 or 26 years and picked up 700 wins. That's a pretty good accomplishment, I'd say.
Kyle did talk about the Greer's Ferry Westside girls and being number one in the state and how good they are.
Yeah, they are good. Yeah, and I missed that, and I hated that I did, but I've been busy today. So, anyway, well, y'all have a good day, and thanks for taking my call.
You bet, James. Thank you. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. This is another one about Greer's Ferry. They're hitting us up in Greer's Ferry. Joe asked earlier if Westside Eagles in Greer's Ferry had a lot of seniors. They have 2 seniors, one starter and one that comes in as a sub when foul troubles become an issue. We were outmatched in the North Little Rock game, but the other 2 versus Nettleton and PA were both last possession games to earn the win. Yeah, like I said, I had a dad tell me, he's like, man, that team, if there's a better 1A team in the state, I don't want to see them. They are loaded. I am fully expecting to call that West Side Girls game, state championship game in Hot Springs here in, about 4 weeks. Today's the 11th. That'll get started, in 30 days?
Right around the corner.
30 days. 4 weeks and 2 days. The first state championship games right around the corner. We'll take a break. Coming up in the next hour, we got what's trending. Saints have a new head coach. We will take some calls. I'll hit the D3 Auto Sales text line. We'll get the heck out of here. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Justin Acre for my friends at CertaPro Painters. If you're getting ready to host family and friends, or you just need to spruce up the look of your most prized possession, your home, the easiest way to freshen up is with a new coat of paint. Let CertaPro Painters help you choose the perfect color to transform your space into one you'll love. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painters and ask about their color consultation services. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
If you have a passion for adventure and unmatched quality, then head to Honda of North Little Rock for the best lineup of quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. They have Honda's best models and will find the perfect ride just for you. That's Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Join me and Rick Schaefer Tuesday. We're bringing you Neil from Bet Saracen going around the horn with Kevin Bohannon, thanks to Fence Brokers. Trey Biddy from HogSports.com. Being brought to you by Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway and Hoop Scoops, Kevin McPherson. See you Tuesday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Don't get sidetracked.
That man is playing Galaga.
We'll keep you on course.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
103.7 The Buzz. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Governor Sanders signed a bill which will force Jefferson County to pay its more than 300 county employees. The bill requires any city and county government that does not pass a new budget by February 7th to continue to operate under the previous year's budget. Judge Gerald Robinson says employees could see a paycheck as soon as Tuesday, the latest being Wednesday. The county judge and justices of the peace will continue to go unpaid until a budget is passed. UAMS says it's at risk of losing $10 million a year for equipment and personnel due to federal cuts. It's one of hundreds of research institutions receiving funding from the National Institutes of Health. The NIH said it's capping indirect costs to 15% after the Trump administration ordered to freeze federal funds. A group of states' attorneys general say although a federal judge put that freeze on hold, the government has failed to resume dispersing those funds. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Floyd's Seafood, Kill Avenue in Sherwood is your homesick Cajun headquarters. King cakes are in, live crawfish too. Place your orders by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Joel Young.
More cold rain is likely as we head into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning with some light icing possible in high elevations of northwest Arkansas. Temperatures in central Arkansas reach the mid-30s. Cold rain lingers through Wednesday morning, and then in the afternoon we dry out with highs reaching the low 40s, and then we're colder into Wednesday night. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Joel Young.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Highland Pellets is a leading producer of sustainable wood pellets based in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. They are committed to providing renewable energy solutions by transforming locally sourced wood into clean, efficient biomass fuel for global markets. Highland Pellets is a significant contributor to the regional economy, creating jobs, supporting local forestry, and driving environmentally friendly innovation. View open jobs such as heavy equipment operators, journeymen, apprentice electricians, supervisors, and millwrights. Apply online at highland-pellets.com.
Bannister LeBlanc presents UCA Bear Lane Taylor when he gets in the zone with Justin and DJ each Wednesday. Lane Taylor in the zone every Wednesday, courtesy of Bannister LeBlanc Clinic in Conway, taking care of Conway for over 60 years.
February might be short on days, but we're long on deals at Gwatney Chevrolet. Get behind the wheel of a 2024 Chevrolet Trax for as low as $299 a month, or take up to $13,500 off a brand new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado. We have cars in stock as low as $3,999, but hurry, these deals won't last forever. Save big before the end of the month. Visit us at 1301 Teeper White Drive in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what-ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting-edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Gathering Spaces is showing up and showing off. This is Pat Bradley for Whit Davis Limo Plus. You want paint that stands the test of time and color that stays true. Premium, high-hiding, and scrubbable Valspar Medallion paint goes on as easily as it cleans up to give your home's high-traffic areas the beautiful, lasting color they deserve. You can find Valspar paint at Whit Davis in Jacksonville, Sherwood, and Greenbrier. One coat coverage, maximum durability. Valspar paint.
This Thursday, Randy returns to Crane Hyundai of Little Rock, 11701 Colonel Glenn Road. Search their inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles at cranehyundaiLittleRock.com. That's Drive Time Sports this Thursday at Crane Hyundai of Little Rock on 103.7 The Buzz.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone. Up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
I follow Darren Ravel on Twitter, and he was talking about the jersey swap. There was a jersey swap with Luka last night, and it was a jersey of Puka Nacua.
Yeah, he met Puka last night.
He said that could be a worse trade than the Mavericks trade of Luka to the Lakers. That Luka jersey could be worth like $150,000. Well, Darren Ravel came back a little bit later, and sources and the Lakers have confirmed that jersey Luka swapped was not a game-worn jersey.
Yeah, Luka's jersey is going to be one of the highest selling. There were several fans that had the jersey going into the arena last night, but also they had T-shirts on every seat that had a Luka number on it, and LeBron even grabbed one from the crowd and put one on.
Well, here is LeBron.
Luka, be yourself. Don't fit in. Out, be yourself. Here we go. Dominate. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
Number 77. 6'7". Seventh campaign from Slovenia, Luka Doncic.
Here's Doncic driving, puts it up. Instead, it's a lock. The first of many to come for Luka Doncic as a Laker. Corner three. Hachimura no good. Doncic there, cleaning it up inside for the basket.
You know, he gets the switch, so he's going to go downhill against Markkanen, and you see him jump in the air, but realizes he's defended well.
So Doncic does the Dirk with Dirk in attendance after LeBron just did it. Markkanen's three, not there. Doncic fires down court to James in stride. It rolls around and drops. That they actually didn't know the pieces that were involved in terms of the big names as Doncic scores and one. And here we are. It's finally reality.
How did it feel to play in a Laker uniform?
Special, man. The way they received me, everybody, teammates, front office, everybody here. I heard a lot of noise when I was introduced, so I really appreciate it. It was a special moment.
Nice debut for Luka. Nothing outrageous that Luka does, but he was on limited minutes last night. 23 minutes, had 14 points, 1 of 7 from the three-point line.
The plan going into the game was no more than 30 minutes, so they wanted to limit it to 30, and the game was so out of hand. Yeah. He played a lot less, actually.
Austin Reeves with another good game, 22 points. I guess we never mentioned yesterday his big 40-point outburst over the weekend.
That was a game that LeBron was out, and of course Luka wasn't playing at the time. So Austin Reeves is definitely the third option on that team, so he'll see the ball quite a bit. And even in last night's game, when Luka and LeBron are both in, because Austin Reeves is in the starting lineup, he's handling the ball quite a bit.
Luka, after the game, on what LeBron had to say to him.
What was the message from JJ, LeBron, and your teammates to you today?
Be you. Simple. Be you.
And we saw that Dirk Nowitzki was in the house here to support you today. What does that mean to have him here?
It means a lot. Great friend, great mentor. So it really means a lot that he was able to show up here. I'll see him now, but it really means a lot.
And then lastly, I know you guys still have to get comfortable with each other. Certainly it's only your first game. But how dangerous can this team be?
Very dangerous. I think the ball was moving very well on offensive end. I think we can lock down a lot of players. So I was just happy to be on the court again.
I was really happy Dirk tweeted out before he went to the game. He said, "Look, I love the Mavericks. I'll always be a Maverick, but I got to go support my guy Luka."
That was very cool.
Yeah, it's painful still. I'm happy for Luka. It's weird to see that jersey. I'll be honest with you. It's going to take some time to get used to. And poor Mavs. I mean, they lose one at the buzzer last night in overtime on a horrible call. How do you not call walk on that? I know you don't call traveling in the NBA, but when you split a double team and take like 3 steps, that's got to be called a walk. You have to call that, right? Especially for a game winner.
They call it, but they are lenient with it. They'll let it stretch out.
Yeah, they let that one stretch out, that's for sure. For a game winner, to take 2 steps like that was kind of outrageous. But, yeah, it just kind of sums up the week for the Mavericks. Trade away your star player. The guy you get AD back in return, he's out now. And then you lose in overtime.
And that was their fault. They rushed AD to get on the court. If you allow him about another week and a half, you're going to miss him for a week and a half. If you allow him that time, a week and a half later, he's healthy, he's on the court. But now you rush him back, and he gets hurt again. Now he's out for a month.
I didn't realize it was the same thing. I thought it was a totally different injury.
So it's like, you could give a week and a half after the trade. You could you would definitely take that over now he's going to be out for a month.
Well, that was dumb. Let's get back to the Super Bowl. Let's hear from the MVP, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen, as you look back at last night and you think of all the moments and the memories, is there one memory that stands out in your mind? Maybe something that the cameras didn't catch?
All of it. It's a journey, it's all a journey. And I've still yet to arrive. We've still yet to arrive as a team. We've just enjoyed everything, put forth the effort, and it's taken us here. There's no destination to it, and just tons of gratitude, like Coach spoke on. Just having tons of gratitude, and I've challenged myself. We challenged ourselves really just to lock in on focusing and having that focus and being able to finish. And you get so focused in, you kind of like, I can't. It's not over till the fat lady sings, till the clock hits 0, and it required that level of focus. And so when you're in that mode, you're processing everyone coming to dap you up, and just my innate state and my personality and my competitive nature. I don't do well when everybody's congratulating and the game ain't over. But it was a joyful moment. All of it. It was well deserved. One thing that I've talked to everyone about is, the importance of team football. Together, everyone achieves more, and even bigger, the selflessness that everyone has to have a level of selflessness to achieve great things as a group and as a unit, and be truly committed to what the mission is, and that's winning. And then, the old cliche, defense win championships. The way that they've been able to play all year, new pieces, guys stepping into new roles, young guys coming in and flying in and playing a huge impact. It took a collective effort on their side, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
I saw this morning, Joe, where Kansas City has 22 free agents. They got a lot of work to do in the offseason. I haven't seen anything on Philadelphia.
They have from that D line a couple of guys. Is it Milton Williams?
He had 2 sacks in the game.
Yeah, Zach Bond, who's their linebacker, he was just a special teams player. They signed him, inserted him to starting lineup. He's an All-Pro, and he was a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. He's a free agent because he just signed a 1-year deal.
1-year deal. Wow. That's a key piece. Yeah, they said during the Super Bowl he didn't even play middle linebacker for the Saints.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of free. Or he did special teams and more of a rush guy.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw something, put him in middle linebacker, and thrive this year.
Had an interception. Super Bowl.
More from Jalen Hurts.
see you smile because you take such a business approach to this game, and it's been nice to see the results of that. But I'm wondering, does this validate all of the battles, all of the struggles that you've gone through your life in college and through the pros? Does this validate it for the world, or does it validate it for yourself?
What's the quote? I had a purpose before anybody had an opinion. You know, that thing is still true. And my purpose is being who God called me to be. And like I said, it's never been about anyone else. It's never been about anyone else. It's just been about the journey of embracing everything and trying to grow and be the best that I can be, you know. I think as a team, we want to look back and say we made everything worth it, and that's just the commitment, the time, the effort, everything that we did. But I wouldn't be here without that journey, and it's something that I embraced along the way, and I think it's just something to continue to build on. But the work continues, you know, and the fire was ignited, and that, you know, sure, people add fuel to it, but ultimately that's something that burns internally and within.
Next up, let's hear from Dan Orlovsky. I've gotten to where I didn't like Orlovsky at first. He's grown on me.
What was it you didn't like about
I don't know, just something.
He knows the game inside out.
Very opinionated in the very beginning, and then once you got to know, and then sometimes when you hear opinions, you're like, "Who's this guy? What's he talking about?" And then the more that he's right, and you start seeing, and then I liked it when he would have his opinions, but then back it up, and he would show some game tape or some certain, some specific cases of it that base the opinion. It's like, this dude studies; he knows his stuff.
Oh, he definitely does. They like taking shots at him though, and they like having some fun. Especially with things outside of just being an analyst, like what he likes to eat. And that's always funny.
Here's Dan Orlovsky.
What we're going to say about Jalen Hurts and what he proved last night is he's unbreakable. He's unbreakable. And he proved that this and this for an athlete will always matter more than anything else. And you have to give Jalen Hurts credit. This is a young man that was benched in the national championship game. Benched by the greatest college football coach of all time. Didn't break him. Had to go back in the year later. Transfers. And listen, I owe publicly Jalen Hurts an apology. I was probably one this year who's been the hardest on him. I'll go back a couple weeks ago when I said the passing game's not good enough right now, and I don't think it's going to get better. All he's done since then is have his two best games of the year on the two biggest stages that the game has been on. The NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. He was sensational last night, and he was sensational in the NFC Championship game. He made one bad play last night in the Super Bowl against the fourth-ranked defense in the NFL that was giving up, on average, 18 points a game. One mistake, one bad play. And all Jalen Hurts has done is constantly believed in himself, no matter what anyone has said. And again, I've been one of those people, and constantly just gone to work and not allow the outside noise. We all can learn from that. Not allow the outside noise to affect him. He's a big game hunter. Stephen A., you kind of hinted at it. And last week when we had this conversation, I know it made the rounds and became a big deal when I said, I don't think he'll ever pass a Joe Burrow or a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen talent-wise. And I still feel that way. I also said, but if he wins it and is a huge reason why, and he was, we will ask the question of, why can't you get it done, Joe? Why can't you get it done, Josh? And why can't you get it done, Lamar, just like Jalen has?
Let's go to Nick Sirianni. He's talking about their defense.
Our defense, when you play good team defense, there are some consistent factors, whether you look at high school football, college football, professional football, year in, year out. Are you consistently on the same page? And our guys were consistently on the same page, working as one out there for all the different looks that they got. Do you defeat blocks? Do you tackle well? Do you take the football away? And the fundamentals that require that. And our guys did that consistently all year. And the last portion of that we talk about an awful lot is, do you have a relentless effort to the football? Good things happen when you get to the football. And I think Obviously, we were very talented on that side of the field. Vic Fangio is one of the best coordinators of all time. I think he cemented his legacy of being maybe the best coordinator, defensive coordinator of all time last night. But those things are consistent in defensive football, and our guys did that.
I think they need to move those Super Bowl press conferences the next day to later in the day.
It's good, man. They've stayed up all night, and they go straight to the press conference.
I feel bad for them. They were worn out, celebrated all night.
Because they have a lot to do. Like, they do the press conference in the morning. They're going to stop at Disney, and then they make their way back to the city, wherever they're from.
Can you imagine Jalen Hurts' last 48 hours?
But see, they'll take that, though. They'll trade that for a win. They'll take the part of no sleep after it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he got to sleep on the plane from New Orleans to Orlando. We had video last night of him riding roller coasters with his girlfriend, fiance.
When they showed it to him, they told him they had the video, and he's like, "Yeah, let me check that out. How did it look?" And they're because he thought that maybe he was looking a certain way, and they're like, "Nah, you were good." But they were on the Tron ride.
Tron, yeah. Other news from the NFL: the Saints have their new head coach, Kellen Moore, became official today. That he will take over as the head coach of the Saints.
Wonder if he made the trip back to Philly, or did he just stay in New Orleans?
Surely he just stayed in New Orleans, right?
Well, I mean, maybe so, but he's going to be there for the parade. He should be, which is going to happen on Friday. They said that there's weather in the area, so they couldn't do it immediately, but it's planned for Friday.
Speaking of weather, I've been noticing a couple of tweets from our meteorologist up at Fox 16 and KRK, and I saw Todd Jacobian tweeted out that it's long range. I mean, it's next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, that it's going to be cold and there's some moisture moving through. And it could be the moisture that turns into snow. But obviously, it's way too far off to get all worked up about it. But the potential is there, and they're just giving everybody a heads up now well in advance that it's a possibility.
That's something that's needed because we know how everything shuts down.
Mm-hmm. Make plans. Just keep an eye on it. I would say by Sunday, they'll have a much better idea. Monday, pretty good grasp of it. And then Tuesday, they'll know. But this last snow, they knew, they were confident. A good 48, 72 hours. They're like, this is happening. Mm-hmm. This is the typical, this is the way you draw it up for Central Arkansas to get snow.
Yeah, it was
that kind of front. And,
a guess at that point. They knew it was happening.
Yeah, they were very confident. Yeah, we're getting snow. Now the question is, how much snow? Are we getting 5 inches, 8 inches? What's it going to be? We're getting it. But this is it's on the radar for them, literally.
And with Eagles there, Kellen Moore, he moves on. So they've lost an offensive coordinator now 3 years in a row. And then with Vic Fangio, Nick Sirianni, he mentioned it there about how good the defense was. Now, of course, there's a bit of recency bias and getting caught up in the moment and really just talking up your guy. But he said he submitted himself as the best defensive coordinator ever. Don't know about that. But now they're looking at a possibility of maybe he steps away. This is something that he's been working towards, and maybe he wants to retire.
Do you know where you were 35 years ago tonight?
35 years ago, no.
When I tell you what happened 35 years ago tonight, you'll probably remember.
Okay.
Today is the 35-year anniversary of Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson.
Wow, yes, absolutely.
It's one of those sporting events that you'll always remember where you were.
Mm-hmm.
I was in college. I was at the sports dorm, and we were all about to go out that night. And I remember one of the baseball players walking into the room saying, "Guys, you're not going to believe what just happened."
Oh, you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. And so we all go into his room, and they start showing the replay, and we watch the replay of it.
Yeah, it was something amazing to watch in real time. And it's still amazing just to think about how big of an underdog Buster Douglas was at that time, and just you were really in shock in seeing that happened.
I think it was Darren Ravel that tweeted it out earlier. I'll go to his page and see if I can find it. he was talking about the some of the bets that were placed on that fight, and there was one person. Yep, here it is. Found it. At the Mirage in Vegas, they took a $168,000 bet on Tyson to win.
Oh, my gosh.
If he had won, they were only going to win $4,000. That's how big of a favorite he was.
Right.
The biggest bet on Buster Douglas was a $1,500 bet.
You didn't need much, and you were going to clean up.
It paid $57,000.
Mm-hmm.
15 to win $57,000. So was that like 35 to 1? Is that the right math?
I want to say he closed at like 42 to 1. It was somewhere around 40.
Wow. That's the kind I like right there. Give me 35 to 1 odds. And then, of course, it's got to hit. Yeah, 35 years ago today. Tyson, Buster Douglas. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I'll see you, corn dog. I can take you. Heck, I won't make you wait. I'm in a good mood. What's up, corn dog?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, good.
Talking about the Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson fight reminded me of the George Foreman fight when he won the national championship back, 42?
Mm.
He's 42 years old. And, I mean, he just set him up with that jab.
Michael Moore. It was so slow.
Yeah, Michael Moore. And didn't they go 10 rounds?
I can't remember the length of the fight, but
it
was later.
It was like he just kept placing him, and he finally found him with that left jab, and then boom. And it looked like a glancing blow, but a glancing blow from George Foreman will knock you the heck out when it's right on the button.
Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
It's good.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah, it was good. I watched it on a flight.
Showed a lot about his background.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
See you, corn dog.
And even him stepping away from boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali caused that, but he started preaching and just got a sense of refocus, got back into the ring later in life, and was able to become champ again.
I became a fan of George Foreman. I worked in Marshall, Texas for about 15 months or so, lived there in Marshall. I was working for a Shreveport TV station, but they had an office, a bureau in Marshall. And, being the hometown of George Foreman, had the chance to meet him a couple times and interview him a couple times, and always just kind of loved the history, reading about him and seeing stuff. But I thought the movie was good.
How close is Marshall to Houston?
Marshall to Houston take probably 3 hours.
Because they always, I guess maybe that was his adopted home, was Houston. But that's what they would always say, George Foreman from Houston.
Mm-hmm. It was, you just jump on the, what is that, Highway 679. It's not too bad of a drive through East Texas. I started another sports documentary last night on The Comeback. It's about the Boston Red Sox coming back to beat the New York Yankees when they were down 3-0 in the ALCS. It is outstanding.
That was something that was hard to believe at the time.
I haven't gotten there yet. It's a 3-part, 3 episodes. And the first episode takes you back to the year before when they met in the ALCS, and it was just a back and forth game series. Went to 7 games. And the Yankees have always dominated the Red Sox. They had won all the World Series. The Red Sox always finished second. And they had a nice team. Took them to 7 games, and it went to 12 innings, I believe. And Wakefield, the starting pitcher who won 2 of the games in the series, came in relief and was dealing again. They get to the 12th inning, and that's when Boone hit the home run off of him. And then it goes into the offseason and the moves that were made. I did not know this and didn't remember it, I should say. The proposed trade of Garcia Parra and Manny Ramirez to the Texas Rangers for A-Rod. And it was reported after the Rangers owner leaked it. And you got the guys for the Red Sox on this documentary saying, this was all quiet. This was hush-hush. We did not want this out. We agreed upon the deal. And then the Rangers owner leaks it to the media, opens his big mouth, and it screws them because Garcia Parra hears about it, and the team hears about it, and then the trade doesn't go through.
See, that's why you want to keep it quiet.
Exactly. And so then you got a disgruntled Garciaparra on the team. Manny Ramirez was already disgruntled and kind of aloof and not really part of the core people. They say he always just stayed to himself. But it ruined the relationship. And so then they ended up having to trade him to the Cubs in the middle of the next season. And they didn't get A-Rod because that deal didn't go through, and A-Rod ends up going to the Yankees. And that's where I am now. They had a series against the Yankees in July, and they got in a big brawl. And that's what turned it around for Boston, because up until then, they weren't that same team. That chemistry they had the year before was awesome. They talked about it, just how that the team loved each other and played so hard, and it was just missing the next year because of the Garciaparra news that was leaked, and he was just kind of disgruntled and just didn't – it wasn't that same clubhouse. And then after the fight, it all kind of changed. Then they go on the run, and episode 3 begins, and that's where I'll hopefully get to catch it tonight.
How many parts to it?
3 parts.
3 parts? Okay.
But the first 2 have been outstanding, and we haven't even gotten to the comeback yet.
How long are they?
I'd say 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh,
it's cool. An easy watch. Yeah. Very, very simple watch. I highly recommend it. Joe's in Little Rock. Hey, Joe.
What's up, Wes?
Hey, man.
I got a couple little NFL things and a NBA kind of tied into one of them. First thing I'm going to say, I'm going to call it right now. Ravens beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl next year.
Okay.
Super Bowl.
Wow. Ravens, Eagles.
Most highly watched game, cable TV thing ever. I think Lamar gets his first Super Bowl because they're going to get Myles Garrett. They're going to go after him and get that pass rusher they need to solidify that defense. I'm a Cowboys fan, but
Joe,
looking at what everybody's saying.
Do you know how much compensation they would have to give up for inter-division trade for that to actually happen?
Joe, you know it's worth it for them to go after.
Not that it's not, but Browns, that's a trade that they would not be wanting to make, not look to make. They're already saying they don't want to trade him, but then to trade him to a team within division.
Play him twice a year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not one that they would.
I still think if they don't turn the ball over like they did this year, I think it's a one-score game between them and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But that's another story, Gosh, I wanted to see that so bad this year, was Ravens and Eagles. I felt like they were the top 2 teams at the end of the year. But, playoffs, home field advantage, things happen. So, but the Jalen Hurts story, they're talking about him being an underdog. Was he not recruited and played for Alabama? Was he not a first-round draft pick?
No, he wasn't first round. He was second round.
Second round. Did he not have the best defense in the entire NFL and 2 of the top receivers in the league? It's not like he came from nothing as a walk-on and just showed up. He's been proven this entire time, right?
Yeah, I think the story is
the reason it's considered an underdog story is because he did have that to begin with, but he took a step back. He had to go to the bench. He had to transfer to really get on track for his college career. And then when he's drafted for NFL, he's drafted second round.
But I understand that, Joe, but was he not a Heisman finalist?
Yes,
at Oklahoma.
But
so it wasn't.
But look,
it wasn't
Joe,
like they just took a chance on him.
He wasn't drafted to be Eagle starter either. He was drafted to be Nick Foles' backup. I mean, not Nick Foles, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, right? I kind of see it both ways, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, he went to the top 2 programs, Heisman finalist, drafted. It wasn't like he was a free agent. You know what I mean?
It's not like a Brock Purdy story where he was drafted in the 7th round.
But I'm going to tie this to the Austin Reed story. Scores almost 40 points a game in high school in Arkansas. Wasn't recruited by Arkansas. Went to Wichita State. Went to Oklahoma. Second leading scorer in the conference. Second leading assist. Signed as a free agent to the Lakers. And now look what he's doing. Now that's the story we need to be talking about.
That's an awesome story. Yeah.
You know what I mean? An Arkansas guy who went to Cedar Ridge, won 3 state championships. I saw him score 73 points against Forest City in Jonesboro Open. It's unreal. That's a story we need to be talking about. But anyway, Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Joe. What we need to happen is now the Lakers win the NBA title and Austin Reeves be the MVP of the finals. That would be similar, and we could blow it up. Speaking of all the people watching the Super Bowl, I got an email from Fox earlier today up at the TV station. It is a record-setting average of 127.7 million viewers watching the Super Bowl. That broke the record from last year of 123.7, so 4 million more people watching this year. The peak was 137.7 million in the second quarter, and the halftime show with our guy, Kendrick Lamar, who did the open for us, was 129.3 million viewers.
Mm-hmm. Like how you said that.
Did the open for us?
Yeah, because you made it sound like he specifically wrote it for the
us.
show.
Yeah. Just had to call in a favor and say, hey, dude, got this show in Little Rock. Can you help us out a little bit?
And he came through.
Big time. All right, we'll take a break. We'll take some more calls when we come back. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Trey Reed from The Wild Side, inviting you to join Mark Hedrick and me every Tuesday night at 7 here on The Buzz.
Brought to you by Trader Bill's Outdoors, West Rock Landing, Edwards Food Giant, Battery Outfitters, All About Tire and Brake, and Tammy Chase Insurance.
It's The Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz.
This is Sports Center.
Last night in college basketball, 2 ranked teams were in action. 23rd ranked Clemson took down North Carolina 85-65. The Tigers have won 8 of their last 9 games. Elsewhere, 6th ranked Kentucky beat Baylor 76-65. The Cougars currently sit atop the Big 12 at 12-1 in conference play. Tonight there are 3 ranked matchups. We'll start in the SEC, where 22nd ranked Mississippi State will host 3rd ranked Florida at 6 on ESPN2, while 5th ranked Tennessee will go on the road to face 15th ranked Kentucky at 6 on ESPN. In the Big 10, 20th ranked Michigan will host 7th ranked Purdue on Peacock at 6, and Woodrock will go for his 4th straight win as they host Southeast Missouri at the Jack Stevens Center at 7. That game can be seen on ESPN Plus and heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, if it doesn't involve fast horses, daily doubles, high fives, and corned beef sandwiches, you may be doing it wrong. Every weekend through May 3rd, Oaklawn has live thoroughbred racing. Whether your Oaklawn is cheering from the home stretch, dining in the Bugler restaurant, or raising a glass at the First Turn bar, your race day is whatever you want it to be. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Valentine's Day is around the corner. And trust me, you need to order those flowers. Enter Norwood Day, home to the most award-winning floral designer. Visit norwoodday.com to order a bouquet, or 2, or 12 of classic red roses, or choose from their many mixed bouquets. You can even throw in a little something extra with Norwood Day's curated gift selection of gourmet chocolates, candles, and more. Local delivery to Little Rock and surrounding areas. Skip the stress. Visit norwoodday.com.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agents Chad Kesterson in Arkadelphia, Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff, or Blake Jumper in Benton.
It's really been amazing, the amount of people that I've had contact me, and the talk is generally centered around QC Kinetics, and whether it's a knee, whether it's a back, a hip, shoulder.
He's always happy to talk about how QC Kinetics all-natural regenerative treatments finally gave him relief without surgery. That's former pro football player Bobby Carpenter.
My message to them is do not wait and push off a week, a month, whatever it is. So if you want to feel better this summer, now would be the time to get in. If you want to feel better in the fall, make sure that you're getting in here so you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Spoken by a man who experienced relief firsthand. QC Kinetics gave this former pro athlete back his mobility, his activity, and they'll do the same for you.
Has really helped me in just my general quality of life.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. We want to thank those who have decided to trust us with their banking relationship. Our customers recognize that true community-style banking is more than words. It's local decisions and friendly staff you know by name. Whether it's personal checking or lending on the most complex commercial project, Southern Bank can handle your banking needs with a personal touch. So what's holding you back? To start your banking relationship, visit one of our friendly branches, call us at 501-424-0900, or visit online at bankwithsouthern.com. Member FDIC.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio.
We were talking with Coach Z earlier about how good the SEC is. We've seen the rankings, the net rankings, and everything. Here is the very latest ESPN's updated bracketology. 3 number 1 seeds. 3 number 1 seeds from the SEC. Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee. 2 number 2 seeds. Florida and A&M. So out of the top 8 teams, 5 of them from the SEC. Kentucky, a 4 seed. Ole Miss, a 5 seed. Missouri and Mississippi State, 7 seeds. Oklahoma, a 10 seed. Texas, a 10 seed. Vanderbilt and Georgia, 11 seeds. And Arkansas still is the first team out. So the SEC is that close to having 14 teams in the tournament.
That's what's been talked about, 13 to 14.
That's outrageous. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. And we got an open segment if y'all want to jump in here. We got time to take a call. Chico in Pine Bluff says the Cowboys are going to get Myles Garrett to go with Micah Parsons. So what I'm talking about, Chico, that would be outstanding. I'd give up a draft picks for him. Just got to figure out how to get him under the salary cap. Figure that all out. Get it done.
Sign him to an extension. That's the way to do it.
But
he actually has 2 years on a contract, so it'd be difficult. But I guess if you can extend it out, make it a 5-year deal altogether, then some of the new money coming in, now you can his salary, his beginning salary for those first couple of seasons, it's going to be very low because you're paying him signing bonus.
Yeah. Coming back home, help with the moving expenses. Give him that big signing bonus. Yeah, let's make it happen. DK says, you see a trend here? Kyrie had some perceived issues. Now he's an NBA champion. AD, perceived issues. Now an NBA champion. Luka, perceived issues. Question mark. You know what? Luka wins a championship. I'll be happy for him. I really will be. Chainsaw Dave writes in, Kansas City Chiefs GM Veach says signing their free agents will be their draft. With 22 to be signed, that is a good priority to have.
Yeah, it's a lot of players. You wouldn't necessarily count on all those coming back.
No, you can't. I mean, guys want raises. Guys need money. You know, they're going to have offers from other teams. You're going to lose some. LC in Sherwood. West, they don't call walking hardly ever in the SEC. It's ridiculous how they let that go uncalled. Yeah, it was the Alabama game Saturday night. And it wasn't just Alabama. There was one time one of the guys for Arkansas walked, and I was like, oh, my, they just let that go. It's kind of carried over from the NBA to the college level. You know, you used to see it in the college level. They'd call walk all the time, but LC's right. They're a lot more lenient in college. Letting them get away with some. You know, when I notice it is when a player catches it on, and he's running, and it takes off running and he moves both feet. They don't call that as often.
Yeah, it can be a trickle down, but also it can be a product of summer basketball. That's how players play in summer basketball.
This one from the 940. Lifelong Mavs fan and happy for Luka, but I no longer support the Mavs or anything they do. I'm a Spurs fan now. Well, look,
they have a bright future with Wemby.
They had the protest outside the arena the other night. They had a fan kicked out last night. You had a fan, I think he had a sign that said "Fire Nico." There was, it's not good. It's bad times in Dallas right now for the Mavs. It's kind of ugly, honestly. And then you lose that game like they did.
Get everybody healthy and let's see what happens.
Yeah. This is from the 870. Oh, it's back to our caller that was wondering who was the all-time winningest high school basketball coach in the state of Arkansas. And he says, I bet it's Morgan Gilbert from Tuckerman, Arkansas. He says, I know Coach Gilbert is in the Hall of Fame. I believe he has over 800 wins. I texted and gave a homework assignment to Kyle Sutherland. I said, hey, we had a caller wanting to know, and he's like, I'm on it. I'm working on it right now. And the coach up in Greers Ferry is like, yeah, he's got a ton of wins. He's got to be in the top 15 of all time. So next week we'll check in with Kyle and see if he's got a good list for us.
Shouldn't be hard to find. They got good record books around.
I would think so. Let me check the Whit Davis Lumber Plus live fan feedback. Make sure I'm pre-reading it. I don't want to get caught off the air saying something. YG says, be a damn shame if 14 teams make the tournament and the Hogs aren't one of them. Better make it. Well, I would say, yeah, if 14 teams make it, Arkansas is the 14th because the other two, LSU's not making it, South Carolina's not making it, unless they win the SEC tournament. That's the only chance. I guess maybe if LSU went on a crazy win spree to end the season. But, I mean, well, heck, right now they've only got one win. How many games are left? 9? Is that right, 9?
9, yeah, for Arkansas, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if LSU won out, they could still get in. But let's be honest, it doesn't look good for them. LSU can't do like Arkansas and win the next 4 and get in. LSU would have to go on a crazy run. So my point being, those two teams most likely – like a 95% chance they're not going to the NCAA tournament. So that only leaves Arkansas as the 14th team. So if they get 14, yeah, Arkansas would be one of them. They're in the best position to be the 14th team. But look, if Arkansas, I mean, it doesn't mean just because Arkansas gets in, the SEC is going to be 14 because you got a couple, Vanderbilt and Georgia, that are barely hanging on. Right now, Georgia is like one of the last 4 in. So if Georgia struggles, Arkansas may be a good thing for Arkansas. Root against Georgia. Even though that's one of your wins, but, you know, Georgia falls out, Arkansas could be the 13th team and pass them up. I did see that one of the other last teams out, the last team out right now is BYU. So if you want to root for somebody to lose tonight or tomorrow night, it's BYU.
Well, they have to worry about what they can do.
No doubt.
First of all, they have to win games, and then if other things fall into place with teams losing, it increases your chances, but they have to do their part.
No, the good thing about being in the SEC and the schedule that's in front of them, if Arkansas takes care of their business and just get some quality wins, it doesn't matter if BYU loses. They're going to pass them because of the quality wins, the quad 1 wins that Arkansas will have on their resume, and their net ranking will just continue to go up just after the net ranking rose after beating Kentucky and Texas. So, yeah, go get some quad 1 victories, goes up. That takes care of business, and you don't have to worry about anybody else. All right, we'll take our last break. We'll wrap this thing up when we come back. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds.
Heads up, guys, Valentine's week is coming up quick. Haven't ordered your gifts yet? Don't wait until the last minute. Get it with Tipton & Hurst, the state's premier florist, offering guaranteed satisfaction with every order for nearly 140 years. Grab your Valentine's flowers early and get rewarded with free roses later. See store for details. Buy your flowers, chocolates, gifts, and more at one of Tipton & Hurst's 4 locations in Wood Rock, Conway, Pine Bluff, North Wood Rock, or at tiptonhurst.com.
If there's anything green in your yard right now, it's probably a weed, and you need to do something about it. Weed control and fertilization service from Sanders Ground Essentials is easier and less expensive than doing nothing or even trying to do it yourself. 315-9395 or go online at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
It's Justin Acri. If you're dealing with back or neck pain, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health is here to help. Whether it's neurosurgery, orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, or pain management, their experts have you covered with the latest technology and minimally invasive techniques. They're focused on reducing your pain, improving mobility, and getting you back to doing what you love. Call 501-686-TOSH to set up an appointment today. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
This is Justin Acri from my friends at CertaPro Painters, the company I've been using for years for my painting needs. Ever regretted a paint color choice? You're not alone. But with CertaPro Painters, you'll never have to worry about that again. Our professionals help you pick the perfect color for your home so you'll love it for years to come. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painters and ask about their color consultation services. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle in a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spraying, or stop by 65th and University.
Lost in the legal jungle? Relax. You have a lion on your side. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of Legal Lions. For exceptional communication and exceptional results, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue. Lion Legal. We bite back.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment presents Coach Nolan Richardson when he joins Randy and Rick on Drive Time Sports every week for Rolling with Nolan. Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen. Find them online at ametrucks.com.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Out in Hackensack. Is that all you get for your money? And it seems such a waste of time. If that's what it's all about, Mama, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out.
Time for a new vehicle. Let me tell you about the deals at Gwatney Chevrolet. You can drive off in a 2024 Chevrolet Trax for $299 a month. How about a new vehicle and your car payment's $299 a month? If you're looking for a truck, check out the Silverado. The new 2025 Silverado, they're taking $13,500 off. That's a deal you don't want to miss. If you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, they got cars in stock starting for less than $4,000. $39.99 for some of the previously owned vehicles at Gwatney Chevrolet. Go to the website, gwatneychevrolet.com. They've got all the inventory right there. They've got all the deals and incentives that I'm telling you about right there on their website. And remember, they're still paying top dollar for trade-ins. Looking for good cars, trucks, SUVs, and paying top dollar for it. You'll be pleased with what they'll give you for your vehicle when you trade it in. Or heck, if you just want to sell it. Give them a chance at Gwatney Chevrolet. It's the James Street exit in Jacksonville. Westmore Joe Franklin with you on Out of Bounds as we wrap it up and get ready for Drive Time Sports. Be watching some SEC basketball tonight, Joe. I've already told everybody the schedule, but man, when you look at these games tonight, fantastic set of games. I know everybody around here is ready for tomorrow and LSU, but to take a look at Florida, Mississippi State, going to the hump, playing in Starkville, see if Florida can validate. See if they can validate that big win over Auburn, go back on the road, and get another top 25 win. Tennessee, Kentucky. Kentucky's already beaten Tennessee once. They do it again. I did see Jackson Robinson's out tonight. He's not going to play, so that's going to hurt Kentucky.
Yeah.
They did get their point guard back, but then now they lose Jackson Robinson.
Missing a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be watching some women's basketball. New league, unrivaled. It's a 3-on-3 basketball league, but they do a 1-on-1 tournament. And so 30 players, bracket style, 1-on-1, started last night, and it's going to continue tonight. So just exciting seeing some 1-on-1. And they go to 11. So this is something that maybe, there's always talk about all-star game and how to bring in some more viewers and some more skills competitions or whatever. This may be something they'll look at doing, because they've talked about it before for NBA All-Star doing a 1-on-1 tournament.
Are these like the top 30 players in the WNBA, or
most of them? Aja Wilson, who probably is at the top, she's not playing in the league. Caitlin Clark doesn't play in it, but yeah, there are the top players. I think it's 36 of them all together, and yeah, some of the top players throughout WNBA and women's basketball from a professional level.
It's on what channel?
It's on Turner Family of Networks. Last night it was on TNT, but TNT does Tuesday, Thursday for NBA. So it's on True TV tonight.
Oh, okay. Got to find out where True TV is.
Right
NCAA tournament's coming up.
Right next to TNT.
And TBS?
Yeah.
They're right there in a row.
Depending on what you have.
We still have a sign up by one of the TVs in the TV station, and it lists TBS, TNT, and True TV because somebody put it up like 7 years ago when March Madness was coming on and no one knew where True was. Yeah, but it's still, that sign is still there by the TV. It's got the numbers. Comes in handy from time to time, once a year. All right, that's going to do it. Coming up tomorrow, Richard Davenport. No, tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's game day. Wednesday. Yeah, game day. Arkansas LSU. That'll be the big talk. Had to look into some of the numbers and see how Arkansas can blow out the Tigers. Stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.
Casino Hotel. Join us on Saturdays